hands were just wasted mental exercise.
Then I'm doing my job. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and start the recording. Alright, and on 1, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of With Disadvantage. I'm your host, Chev. With me today is Lepige, Mirama, Bunsen Gyro, and Rainbow. Did I miss anybody? I think that's everybody we got online with us. And I'm going to go around the table here and have you guys introduce yourselves. I think we decided we're going to stick in character for our introductions today, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys improv that a little bit. Lulu, you want to introduce yourself first?
Sure. Hello, I am Lulu. I am a slime volk, which is a slime person. And I definitely don't have a brain. But you know, those are overrated, right?
Great, I love it. Shenanigans?
Hello, my name is Shenanigans. I am a goblin druid. No, I'm not a goblin. I'm a slime volk druid. And I like to eat other races. I don't know if that makes me a cannibal or not, so I guess we'll figure that out later.
I think it makes you only cannibal if you eat your own race. Have a beer.
I'm Hava Beer. I'm a former gladiator from Myth Nantar, and I'm trying to get back there.
And then we are missing Evil Lord Boris, who plays the lovable Furbolg Furlough Stabkins. And we are missing our favorite tiefling, Kairon Oshalvi, played by Deranged Plague. And so they're with us. Their characters are with us today, but we won't be hearing from them much. They'll just be tagging along. So without further ado, let's go ahead.
Wait, you forgot about me.
Oh shit! Because your character's not up on the top.
I know, that's what I figured happened.
My bad. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I'm Sakapunto, and I left monk school, and I've been traveling with these people and punching everyone for days now.
You do something else though, don't you?
I sing!
Yes. That's my favorite. All right. I had a map, didn't I, for where we were last time? I think it was a shitty map, but I think I had it.
Yes.
All right. So we now, I guess, well, actually, before we dive in, I have updated your guys' character sheets. You should have all your abilities on your abilities tab. Hopefully, Mirama, once you get logged in, you'll actually be able to use those for once.
I do have dice here in front of me and my sheet, so I can do my own rolls.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And I've figured out how to add resistances and immunities and vulnerabilities, and also advantage on initiative rolls and all that stuff. So that should happen automatically now. When I roll you guys' initiative, Lulu, you should have advantage on those just out of the box. And then if you guys actually use Fantasy Grounds proper to do your attack, like you drag your damage over an NPC or whatever, which I'll have the NPCs drag their attacks over you as well, all your resistances and stuff will come into play. So that will be nice. I've also figured out that Fantasy Grounds has a nifty party sheet where I can do a roll for all of you simultaneously, which is pretty cool. So like I can roll a Constitution save for the whole party, and it tells me who saved and who didn't. So all right. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to stop and ask. Let's go ahead and recap on what we did last time. You guys found your way into what you think is one of the poles on the planet that you're because it's freezing. And so Fitz has posited that you guys have to be at one of the poles because that's the only place that he knows of on Toril that would be this blizzardy and snowy. You guys found yourself in this little, we've been calling it a cabin, but really it's kind of this metal outpost box, warehouse-looking thing. Clearly constructed just to hold a few computers and some equipment for venturing outside. These computers, you guys figured out, are monitoring some sort of pylon status. You guys have suspected, and Fitz as well has suspected, that there's a pylon nearby, similar to the pylon you guys found on Torque. And if you recall, Torque, as you were coming down out of the atmosphere into land, was littered with pylons. There was a bunch of them. Probably at least 10 that you guys were able to count. And then as you landed close to the capital where Queen Vera resided and Fitz's grandpa, you guys were right near one that was just like a mile away, and you guys shut that one down. And you noticed that the energy at the top of that at the top of that tower dissipated, and the atmosphere seemed to clean up a little bit around that tower. But before you could do anything else, Torque exploded, and now you guys find yourself repeating events. Although you are doing things differently than you did the first time around. You are on day 4 now, since waking up in this new time loop. We played a concert, and then you guys made your way through town, reconnecting with the party, and now trying to unravel this mystery. So you guys have a bonfire in the middle of this room. There is some heavy winter gear. All of you, except for, I think, Zurok, could use the winter gear. You had 5 suits. I think that's all the recap. Did I miss anything?
Yeah. Lulu and Lulu's already been wearing one of these suits, and Fitz is just now putting one on.
Okay. I forgot to mention last time that Fitz was able to find a little locker over in the corner here with a gnome-sized suit. So that is in addition to the 5 suits.
Convenient.
Well,
Very convenient.
that's what I had in my head last time. I just didn't say it.
Ah.
And
Gotcha.
so
Actually, on that note, all right, you first.
I wanted to over the last, so we're 4 days in, and over the last few days, especially while we were in Fandolin, we got a lot of free meals. 4 days in, how many rations consumed? I'm trying to update my inventory, and I can't remember.
So you probably need at least 3 rations a day, right, to get by?
As well, it says each ration is worth a day, so I'd imagine that you.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're on day
so-
4, so given how you might have been a little extra hungry given some of the events, maybe, so maybe ate an extra one, but that's up to you. I think you're
And
probably
also-
fine to just take 4 out.
Also,
you're
remember,
on
we
day
have-
4, so you would have eaten 3.
was
also
about to say,
remember before you do that, we had like a big feast at the bar. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've like I said, we've eaten a lot. We ate a lot in Fandolin, and so I can't remember whether that was like worth 2 days of rations or what.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can just eat a ton of food and then be okay for days afterwards because you ate a ton. So
Well, no, you can't. But if we're 4 days, it's not been 4 days since we left Fandolin. Part of like a couple of the days we were in Fandolin, and I think we ate out pretty much every time we ate.
The only meal I remember describing was the meal at the bar.
Actually, is your character in character concerned about how many rations you have?
No, I'll just I'll subtract 3. Does 3 seem right to everybody?
I think 2 is
Sure.
fine.
Should I
You
You should
subtract
just
two?
you should just be like Shenanigans and just start eating the dead.
Yeah, we're not all like that.
Should I subtract 2 rations as well?
Yeah, everyone should probably subtract a couple rations.
All right.
Oh, even I've been eating off of spider legs and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did actually describe yourself eating, so you're good.
Cool.
I was hoping that you would ask in character how many rations. Like
He's
if
also
you-
been
you-
fed by Sakapuno a couple times too.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking to the DM. I'm not going to talk to the DM in character.
No, I thought you
Or
like
you could
were
talk
gonna
to
go.
us in character.
He meant him,
Yeah.
his character in character.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought you were gonna go like, "Oh, guys, I'm running low on rations," and then I would chime in with, "I have 60."
yeah. No, I'm actually pretty okay for now, and that's why I didn't ask you.
Gotcha.
All right. Are we done with the ration discussion?
Yes, I didn't mean for it to drag out so long.
All right. So you guys are in here. I think Fitz just got done eyeballing Zurok. You guys all watch as kind of Zurok is exploring his new functionality after having his emitter fixed, and suddenly he just kind of glazes over like a zombie, and he just says autopilot activated, and then he just kind of walks up behind you, Lulu, and just kind of is zombified.
This creeps me out, so I'm gonna try to press the emitter thing to like put him back into it.
Okay. All right. So you reach up to touch the emitter. Go ahead and roll me a acrobatics check.
Uh-oh, I don't like this.
Okay.
11.
All right. So you go to touch the emitter, and immediately Zurok's eyes glow red, and his arms come up really rigid, and he just says self-defense mode activated, and it swipes your arm away, and further intrusions will not be tolerated. And then he goes back into autopilot mode, re-engaged.
Okay.
Is there a button we can push to make him less annoying?
So I'm gonna look at the clothes rack and I'm gonna see if there's anything for like dogs.
There's not.
I can't roll for it. They don't have like I don't
You
know,
know,
clothes for dogs.
you guys already went through all the lockers. There's nothing you haven't seen
Oh, okay.
in there.
Okay, so
rolling for it doesn't magically make it appear.
Did I see, or did Sakaputo see him become a dog?
Wait, did you turn into a dog this session or last session?
That's just I was gonna do it again.
Oh, okay.
Because I think if I remember right, I was holding him and I was sitting by the fire.
Oh, okay. I don't recall you turning into a dog. All right. So are you still a dog now?
No, but I'm thinking about turning into a dog so I can do the winter walk out there.
Okay.
just and forgive me for asking again since I wasn't here last session. We're going outside to what? To go to a pylon?
Yeah. Well, you guys are going to try to find a pylon. I think that's the idea, right?
I thought we was looking for a Taco Bell.
Not sponsored by Taco Bell.
All right. So then I'm gonna go to Fitz. Fitz, do you know where this pylon exactly is located?
I don't know anything about it. All I know is those stations in the right of the room over there are monitoring some sort of pylon status. I'm just guessing here.
Can
So-
any of us? Are any of us able to like look through the white stuff over there?
I'm gonna go up to the door. I'm gonna do a check through the white stuff.
You mean
You're
out
talking
the
about
window?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What are you just trying to look out in the snow?
yeah. Do I see any animals?
No, you definitely do not see anything because the snow is blowing right up against the window, so you can't really see out of it. It's just plastered with snow, and you can hear the wind, and you guys can feel the little shack you're in like shaking every once in a while as the wind rocks it.
So
I'm gonna
wait,
open up the door and see if I can see anything.
Fuck.
You're gonna open the door?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I see anything through the door.
All right.
You know what happened last time, right?
You go to twist the knob, and immediately you put just a little crack in the door, and the door flies open, flies outward, and then hugs against this wall right here. Now the blizzard is pushing snow flurries into the door, and the threshold is quickly piling up with snow. But now you can actually see outside, and this it's gotten worse, and immediately your bonfire inside there goes out as the wind hits it.
What about the torch in my hand?
That goes out too. The wind that's coming in here is swirling around so fast that it's just you guys are having a hard time. You guys all put your winter clothes on, right?
yeah,
I think they did.
I believe so. I think I think that was done last episode.
Bugbear has put on winter clothes.
Okay.
Do I notice any animals outside?
No animals.
Does shenanigans immediately freeze?
I'm gonna turn into a wolf,
Okay. So
a white wolf.
Go ahead and turn into a wolf. All right. So you form into like a pink wolf, and then you kind of grow fur, and then you look like a real wolf. No more pink.
So since it says I'm a white wolf, I'll be really stealthy out here.
When Sakapuno sees him change into a wolf, he throws the bedroll over him.
over shenanigans wolf.
Yeah, over Wolf Shanny.
Okay. So you go out there thinking you're being stealthy, and then this gray bedroll drapes over the top of you, shenanigans. But yeah, so as you venture outside, you can see off to the north, this way, that there is a large structure off in the distance.
Larger than the one we came out of.
Yeah, it's a giant tower, but all you can see is kind of a silhouette.
I'm gonna turn around and go. Oh!
I'm gonna waddle over to the door. Waddle over because like the winter clothing, and I ask,
What do you see, boy?
I'm gonna point at the building I see and do the little dog pointy thing. He lifts the leg.
I waddle out the door and around shenanigans. see if I can
Rainbow,
see.
I'm gonna give you inspiration for once. I think that was a good description of a of a wolf trying to help the party.
I look in the direction that he's pointing.
Okay. You also can see in the haze of the blizzard, and it is freezing. Even with these outfits on, it's rough terrain. You guys are having a hard time moving through the snow. It's like knee deep almost for those of you who have legs. And you can see in the distance this tower, and you definitely recognize it as probably looking like one of those pylons you saw in Torque.
Well, I think there's a pylon over there. Should we head over there, guys?
And while they're discussing that, I'm gonna use my keen senses to see if I can see anything that's been going around here.
Was Lulu addressing us?
Yeah, I was addressing everyone in general.
Okay, could we hear her over the wind and all that?
Yeah, you guys can hear, like, inside it's not so loud, like the wind is swirling around and stuff, and so it's a little noisy, but outside it's really hard to hear. So you could probably hear them talking inward, but they probably can't hear you unless you yell back out. Does that make sense?
I'm gonna grab Fitz and I'm gonna ask him, is that where we need to go? And I point at the silhouette of the pylon and the
Well, you're still
you know.
inside, right? You can't see it unless you step out the door.
Oh,
And before
okay.
they do that, I'd like to do a check of the area if anyone's been walking besides me and Lulu out here.
Are you looking? You're looking for footprints and stuff?
Footprints or scents or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll because this environment's so hostile. There's nothing. You can't pick up any scents or find any footprints or anything. You can barely see 10 feet in front of you. And the only reason you can see the pylon is because you can only see the upper part of the pylon that's kind of peeking out above the storm. Down below, it's too thick. So if you're looking up, is the only way to kind of see that little silhouette.
So I
I'm gonna
shout
bark
to
inside
Lulu
the
then.
building.
What do you see?
I see a big pointy thing.
What a penis or what?
Fitz finishes putting on his goggles, and then he hits this little button on like a little panel on his wrist that he apparently rigged up, and this whole suit like kind of adjusts its size to fit him better. Like it was kind of baggy on him, and then it's kind of like Back to the Future when he puts the vest and the shoes on, and then they just like it's like he's got all these devices all wired into this suit all of a sudden. You guys don't understand what he's done, but he comes stepping out and he's got these gizmos on his tool belt and he's got his satchel and he's like, all right, let's go. And he heads out in front of you, Shenanigans, and he's like, that's a pylon, all right.
What do we need to do with the pylon? What are we trying to accomplish?
Well, it's probably the same as last time. We gotta go punch it. Sacramento goes to follow Fitz.
Okay.
Javier is following as well.
So this pylon is a ways away, at least probably like 5-10 miles, somewhere in there. You guys have a hard time gauging distance in this extreme cold, but it's definitely going to take you the better part of a day to travel in this with your over this rough terrain. You guys do anything, or do you want to fast forward ahead a little bit?
How much bigger am I than Fitz?
Not much actually. You're about the same size as Fitz.
Okay, so I can't just like make him ride me like a horse then?
Lulu, can you make a sled?
No. I kind of want to keep this warm clothes on me. Otherwise, I'm gonna become a Lulusicle.
Well, I'm thinking if you become a sled, the sled dog over there could drag it. We could
And
ride.
he says, Javier, climb on my back, and he pats his shoulder.
I assume Lulu and Shenanigans. Shenanigans, you don't have a suit, right? I assume Lulu, you have legs, given that you had to fit into the pants.
Yes, which
Okay.
is why I'm waddling everywhere.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. All right. And are you guys gonna do anything along the way?
Aside from pray that I don't freeze, no.
Okay.
And I'd also assume that it would take more than one wolf to pull you guys.
Probably.
All right. So it was about mid-morning as you guys were heading out. Did you guys all take a rest between last time and now?
I think it might have been a short rest.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You guys can take a long rest on your sheets if you want, because we're gonna just say that you guys stayed in that shack for a while, and so you guys are headed out mid-morning, but it's really hard to see. It's light out, but the sun in the sky is completely blotted out, so you just kind of have very generalized, vague light through this blizzard storm.
So there is one thing I'd like to do on their way, and that's just do fast forward. I want to continuously look for animals, and that's it.
You don't see any animals, but halfway there, you guys are start to hear some strange noises on the horizon. So you guys are able to see that the tower is getting a lot taller as you guys are getting closer. But you suddenly are hearing these like these lumbering sounds kind of in the distance in front of you. It's hard to gauge distance, but you know maybe like 50 feet or so if you had to guess.
I'm a
I assume that I can run faster than everyone else.
As a dog, sure.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna stealthily run up there and see if I can stealthily see what's going on up there.
I'm gonna pull my weapon.
I'm also going to prepare my weapons.
Roll me a stealth check, Shenanigans.
I also prepare my weapons.
Okay.
Where is Shenanigans relative to the group?
He's ran out probably about like what 20 feet in front of you guys. So
Yeah, probably.
you probably can't see him anymore because he's He's for more than 10 feet out. You can't even see, and he's white, so you can. It's even harder to see him. So he's run out ahead of the party. Um, let's see. I'm gonna move everybody over to this side of the sheet, and we're just gonna pretend this is a rolling window of where we're going. So just pretend the shack is not over there on your left. We're gonna reuse the shack probably at some point, so I don't want to erase it right now. So anyway, you guys watch as what was your roll? Oh, okay.
19.
So you're able to creep out there ever so slightly, and as you get out there, you see these lumbering beasts, these white-haired beasts. So there's 3 of them just kind of lumbering around in the snow, and they're like lifting up, digging through the snow, and one lifts up like a boulder that's under the snow and kind of looks around, just kind of grunts, and then drops the boulder back down. And the other 2 kind of run into each other while they're looking for something, and one's like kind of like, hey, what the fuck, like just throws the other one's throws his shoulder and pushes him off him a little bit, and that guy gets mad and he's like, ugh! And they kind of start having a little push fight, and the first one gets knocked into the snow on his ass, and he just kind of stands up and dusts himself off. No, I was just like, you're just observing actions. I was just kind of adding little voices.
Do I know what kind of beast they are?
Go ahead and roll. No, you don't. You're shenanigans. You don't. You just see these beasts. They look humanoid, and they have like these big burly arms. They almost kind of look like a little bit like Sacapunto, except they're bigger and they're white and furry.
Okay, so when you're saying beast, you're not saying like an animal, like a wolf or...
No, not an animal.
Okay. I see 3 of them.
Yes. I'm
going to run back to the group. I am going to look at Al Sacaputo, and I'll bark at it and go, I'm going to go bark at it 3 times. Ruff, ruff, ruff. And then I'm going to point back to where I saw them.
I'm going to kneel down to the dog, and I'm going to be like, yes. Can I make a perception check to see if I understand what he said?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a 13.
Okay. Yeah, so you're perceiving that he's telling you that there's something there, though you don't know what.
So I look over in that direction, and do I see what he's seeing?
So as you look in the direction, no. It's probably... He ran about 20 feet ahead and could see probably 10 to 15 feet around him, and he could see these three things out there, and he came back and pointed that way, so you can only see about 10 feet out. But you do hear more grunts as 2 of these things start kind of going at it again, just fighting each other, like getting a little frustrated with each other. Just,
I'm going to point at a second Puto again, and I'm going to bark 3 times, and I'm going to point at the sounds.
I'm going to ask if that's all right. I can observe this behavior, right?
You can observe what?
Yes, right? I can see the interaction between Sacapuno and Razmataz, right?
Yes, you can see that.
And so, yeah, I'm gonna kneel down to Razmataz, and I'm gonna ask, danger?
And I bark 3 times, and I point.
Does 3 times mean yes or no?
I'm gonna nod my head. Yes, then bark 3 times and point.
He nods his head yes to doesn't mean yes or no.
Sacapuno is going to try to start walking towards the noise.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
I'm going to walk behind her, and I'm going to help her with her stealth.
Yeah, can I also sneak with them?
Yeah, I'm going to go with her too.
Can you assist somebody in being stealthy?
No, you can't.
I don't think that makes
I'm
sense.
going to walk in front of her because I'm white.
If somebody role plays it well enough,
I'm going to walk right in front of her, and I'm white, so that would kind of help her stealth.
Quick, somebody throw snow on me.
I just want each of you to roll stealth checks.
Okay.
Let's not overcomplicate this.
Well, I got a 23.
Oh, I got nat 20.
I got
nice.
God, Rainbow, you and the daddies. All right.
I got a 6.
You got a 6. Oh boy. All right. So what's the order we're in? You're in front. Shenanigans.
Oh, son of a...
Oh no.
All right. Okay. What order are we in? Shenanigans, you're up front, and then Sacapunto, you're behind Shenanigans?
I was right next to him.
Right next to him, okay. And then Lulu, you're behind them?
Yes.
And Havabir, you're behind Lulu?
Sure.
Okay. Alright, so as you guys approach, You guys are gonna laugh. Uh,
Oh no.
as you guys approach Shenanigans, you are super stealthy, and you are able to make your way ahead, and you see the three of those the humanoid-looking beasts you saw earlier. But you actually are able to circle around them and make your way to the other side, and you catch a fourth one, and he is kind of just lumbering around this plain area that's not as all the rest of it's kind of like these rolling hill looking areas basically made of snow, and there's this one flat area that almost looks like maybe under the snow is just like a big sheet of ice or something, and there's this big lumbering huge beast that's just kind of like he's like at least 3 times the size of the other ones, and as he walks you hear as the ice underneath kind of just creaks and cracks, and so you guys are all able to see all these beasts now. But as you guys approach, Havabeer brings up the rear and says something like, "What do you guys see?" And then Sakapunto's like, "Shh, shut up!" And then Havabeer's like, "I want to know!" And then all of a sudden, the three beasts who you guys might recognize as yetis immediately get up and roar and start heading your direction. So I'm going to have everyone roll initiative.
As we do that, I just want to say it's time to take a shot.
Okay, I'm doing it now. Okay.
All right.
Time for a flu shot.
Initiatives have rolled. Oh no. The two Yetis get to go first. All right, so this first Yeti kind of comes running up to you, Sakapunto. This first Yeti comes running up to you, Sakapunto, and you see he's brandishing these huge claws, and he just makes a swipe at you.
Fucking bring it.
Let's see. Okay, so he goes to swipe at you, and he's like, and he swipes in front of you. You manage to dodge out of the way and sidestep in the snow a little bit. All right, so he's going to try to swipe you with his other claws. I was just making sure he can swipe again. And that one's going to hit you.
Ouch. Is that a nat 20?
No, it was not a nat 20. And he hits you for 9 cold damage. And he swipes you across the shoulder, your left shoulder, and taking some flesh with it and leaving you bleeding a little bit. And he just kind of roars and kind of turns to his right and looks at his little buddy, roars and gestures for his buddy to follow up. And then that's it for his turn, I think. Let me see. Oh, okay. Actually, he's gonna use. Oh
Lord, what?
He's gonna use his chilling gaze on you. Okay, and you fail the save, and so you take 3d6 cold damage, 10 more damage, and you are paralyzed. Okay, so you cannot move. You are paralyzed on the ground. The abominable Yeti is trying to catch up to these guys, and so all he's able to do is move closer. And you guys just see in this fog of this blizzard, it's hard to hear, but you suddenly just hear poof, poof, and this huge Yeti appears from behind the other ones and towers over the rest. But that's all he was able to do for his turn. So let's go ahead and... So, Sakapunto, it is your turn. I want to look up what paralyzed does, so give me one more second.
I have it here.
Oh, you do? Okay, perfect.
A paralyzed creature is incapacitated and can't move or speak. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
Okay, does it say when it wears off?
No.
Okay. I'm just going to make it last a turn then.
I can check. I can look it up if you want.
So I can't move or talk. Can I grimace?
I pulled up the chilling gaze information.
Yeah, I was looking at it now. I'm just having a hard time reading it and also talking to you guys.
Okay.
Target must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw, which you did not, or take 3d6 cold damage, which you did, and you're paralyzed for 1 minute. So yeah, I'm going to say that's one turn.
Yeah, but you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each turn to try to end on a success.
Yeah, but it's your turn right next, so you can try to do a saving throw right now. It's a DC 13 saving throw.
Cool.
What am I using to save?
I can actually roll the save for you if you want. I can just drag it on top of you.
Yeah, that'd probably be easier.
Okay. You succeed! You stand up!
DC save.
Oh yeah, shit's back in business.
Unfortunately, that means you have to skip your turn because this says you can roll the save at the end of your turn. So
I'm totally cool with that.
I assume that means that that's what you do on your turn.
I don't know what else I was gonna do.
Oh, you're immune to chilling gaze from the rest of these little guys.
Oh, nice. That actually worked out pretty good for Sakapuno.
Yep. All right, cool. So let's move on to Hava Beer. Your turn.
All right, seeing Sakapuno and danger just puts me in a rage. I see, don't you touch him! I shout over at the one of the Yeti, and I rush there with my maul, just bared, and I'm going to, and there's a few things happening at once. I'm going to attack recklessly with rage, and I'm also going to do my hard hit, and I don't know how much punishment this guy can take. Or you know what? I've got an extra turn for that. So yeah. So those three things. I'm going to attack with rage, recklessly with my hard hit. Yeah, which means that I subtract 5 on the attack roll for plus 10 on the damage.
All right, so go ahead and make your roll then.
Okay. So my high roll is 18.
It's minus 5.
Plus 7, minus 5. Or
your high roll is
plus
16,
8.
not 18. It just added the 2 dice together because you didn't actually roll with advantage.
Oh, did I not? I'm sorry. Just added them together.
So it's 16. 16 was your roll.
Okay, 16 was my roll, but I have a hit plus DC of 8.
Okay, and minus 5, right?
Yeah, so
plus 3, so that's 19.
Yeah.
And you're hitting Yeti 2?
Yes.
Okay, let's
So
get
I'm
Yeti
right
2.
there protecting Sakapuno.
There. Okay, that hits.
Okay, so my damage is going to be, and it's going to take me a second to figure this out. Okay, 2 d6s plus 4 plus rage of 2 plus so that's 6 plus 10, so 16. So whatever 2d6s plus 16 is. Okay, so 4.
So
I'm gonna 19. We'll call it 19. We'll take, and I'm gonna re-roll that 1. Oh gosh. Okay.
All right, 21.
So,
all right, so you do 21 damage to this guy as you go ahead and actually you describe attacking him.
Yeah, so I'm gonna swing at him as hard across the chest with my hammer as I can.
Okay. So you swing across his chest and you knock him backwards, almost right to the foot of the big, abominable Yeti in the back, and he kind of stumbles backwards a little bit and then rights himself and kind of uses his big Yeti arms or hands to hold his chest like that really hurt. Is that
awesome. No, I'm gonna use my second attack to do the same thing, because now I'm out for blood. So let's see. So I roll with it first. I roll with advantage. What? How is that even possible?
Double 1.
Double natural 1.
For the audio listeners, he rolled 2 1s with
The powers that
advantage.
be really wanted you to fail that one.
Good lord!
That is the best.
I did not even know that could happen. Like, what are the odds on that?
That needs to be the new with disadvantage logo.
Yeah. You're not wrong. We should change it to 2 1s. Are you? What were you trying to do with that roll? Attack again with the same weapon?
Yeah, just hit him again with my hammer.
Okay. So you ran. So he had gotten knocked back just under this guy. You're attacking the same guy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you run up and you take a swing at your hammer, and with your hammer, and as you do, you trip over something underneath the snow, and you fall just underneath this big abominable yeti's foot as it comes down on top of you and crushes you into the snow, and you take 15 damage, and you are stuffed into the ground underneath this snow, and you are prone.
Oh gosh.
Yikes. I would like to point out to the audience the chance of him rolling 2 natural ones was 1 in 400 or a 0.25% chance.
You're
So,
a very
wow.
lucky man.
My question to the DM is it worse they roll 2 ones or
No, it's
okay?
just a one.
Okay.
It's just a critical fail.
So
I don't think you could double fail a save.
Yeah.
okay, so what kind of damage is being stepped on like that?
I just told
Bludgeoning?
you 15. Oh yeah, bludgeoning.
Okay, so then I take half of that because I'm in
resistant.
rage. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, so half of that, so 7 damage.
Okay. Then you know what? I'm pissed now. I pop my head out of the snow and I use my action surge. You can take 1 additional action on your turn. This can be used 1 time per short rest.
But doesn't that use a bonus action to use action surge?
No, it's a special. It does not say bonus. It's under other.
Okay.
Okay, so again, and this had better not double one me. I did not think that was even possible. Like, holy shit.
You sound pissed.
Okay, so and shit, I meant to say that it was going to be with a hard hit, but if it's too late, I'll
It's fine.
let it. Okay, so hard hit that'd be plus 8 because I forgot to add that modifier -5, so 18. Do I hit?
18. Yep, that hits.
So then that's going to be 2d6. And what was the final number? Do you remember? Because it's 2d6 plus 4 plus 2 because I'm raging, so that's plus 6, so plus 16. So 2d6 plus 16.
Okay, roll it.
I'm bitching. So 25 damage to this little guy.
Hot damn.
All right, so you describe where you hit him, where you're trying to hit him.
So I'm trying to hit him. I go for the hip.
Okay. So you swing for the hip and you smash right into his hip bone and it just shatters. And this guy is now prone on the ground and he's bleeding out of his where you shattered his hip and he's just screaming. And the scream echoes across the snowy landscape, only drowned out by the sound of the blizzard as he finishes yelling. And he's still alive, but he's just sitting there in a lot of pain.
Okay, so as my last free action, I'm gonna shout. I know we're a little bit low, like a little bit undermanned, so I'm gonna shout, "Raz, get over here!"
Are you still raging?
Yeah.
Okay. So you
course
try
I'm still-
you try to shout.
I don't hear a thing he says.
Well, I was gonna say I was gonna have you roll performance, but I think yeah, it's fine. Perception works too. Yeah, he doesn't hear you. It's still the blizzard's super loud. You can only really hear people right next to each other. Plus, you have these screaming yetis right in front of you too, so your voice gets drowned out.
Gotcha.
And that's it for your turn, right?
I think so.
Okay, shenanigans, you're up now.
So I know where they are, right?
Yeah, you can see them all. You basically started off here. You saw the 3, and then you made your way around that way toward the back, and you can see all of them.
I'm gonna run next to Fitz. I'm gonna change back into a goblin. I'm gonna like hop into my sleeping bag, so I'm not cold.
Hold on, you're changing back into what? Your shenanigans form? Or your slime form? Okay, well, so as you go to transform back into shenanigans, suddenly you find yourself, you kind of turn, your wolf form turns into like this pink outline of a wolf, and then it kind of freezes over and shatters onto the ground, and all the pink pieces shatter onto the ground and kind of form and coalesce. And instead of forming back into shenanigans, they kind of form back into a goblin shape, and then you take shape as Razmatazis.
Yeah. Okay. Do I have like cold resistance or?
So you do not have cold resistance as a goblin. So you are now back to being a goblin, and also you do not remember anything outside of being Razzmatazz. So you don't remember anything you've done as shenanigans. You only remember the times that you were a goblin now.
But I can see like we're in a fight right now, and I can understand that, right?
Well, so you just wake up in the snow, so you may not necessarily know what's going on. You might have to yell, "What the hell's going on?"
What's going on, guys?
And so you're right next to Fitz, and Fitz is like, "What just happened to you?" He's like, "You were a wolf, and then you were shenanigans, and now who are you?"
It's a normal day in Russia. What's going on here?
Normal day in Russia.
Normal day in Russia. I love it.
What do you mean? What's going on here? We're about to get eaten alive by yetis.
I look at the Yetis and I jump in my sleeping bag so I'm not cold.
Okay.
And I'm gonna apologize to you, Chef, because I'm gonna cast a really, really complicated spell that not even I understand.
Okay, well, but hold on. Right as you do that, you see a little twinkling light come skimming through the blizzard, like off in the distance from this direction, and you see it heading towards you. And it's just like this little tiny ball of light, and it comes skittering across through the blizzard and zips past Lulu, and then zips over Fitz's head and comes to a halt in front of you, and you recognize the little fairy from before. That you've seen in your past as Razzmatazz, the fairy that saved you when you were young and stuck by your side. And she says, "Raz, I finally found you!"
I say, "Hey, Gladys, you wanna help me take on these Yetis?"
And she looks around, sees the party, sees Sakapunto on the ground and Havabeer underneath a big Yeti foot, and she just says, "Get him! Let's get him! Don't die! You need to stay alive!"
I'm gonna cast the most complicated spell that I have, which is Conjure Animals.
Okay. Alright, you summon fey spirits that take the form of beasts and appear in unoccupied spaces that you can see within range. Choose one of the following options for what appears. 1 beast of challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower, 4 beasts of challenge rating half or lower. Alright, so what are you doing for that option?
I'm gonna pick 2 giant toads.
Okay. So you create 2 fey spirits you summon 2 fey spirits that come out of nowhere and immediately transform themselves into 2 giant toads.
And I think you also have to roll initiative for them.
I don't have any good toads, so we're gonna use this guy.
Oh, that's fine.
You summon these and they're giant, so I'm gonna assume they're pretty big. Let's see. Each beast is also considered fey, and it disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The summoned creatures are friendly to you and your companions. Roll initiative for the summoned creatures as a group. Let's see. So let's roll that and put them in the initiative order. Okay, so they go at the top of the initiative tracker, and then... Okay, so they're up there, and I have their stats for when it's their turn. So, and they will also obey your commands. Is that it for your turn?
Yep.
Okay. You don't have any bonus
Shouldn't
actions or anything?
Oh, should their turn be now, or?
No. You rolled them into the initiative order. They're at the top of the initiative order now. That's what the rules said.
Oh, okay. So they're like between me and Havabeer, or no, wait?
No. They're at the very top, so they'll go after the first 2 Yetis, but before Sakapunto.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna use a bonus action to heal Sankaputo. So D4 plus 2. Sankaputo, you've been healed by 4.
Feels good, yo.
And that's gonna end my turn. I'm in the sleeping bag, right?
And yeah, so now you are a goblin, so the cold is starting to get to you real fast, by the way. You're not wearing anything to protect you.
Before I did this spell, I jumped into a sleeping bag. So kind of like a onesie, I just kind of like jumped into it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so you pull your bedroll out for your free action and jump into it?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, that's fine.
Alright, my turn.
Yep, Lulu, you are up.
I am going to enter rage immediately. Shit, I keep accidentally clicking that.
You enter into a level 2 rage.
Sure. No. Yeah, I'm gonna enter a rage because I saw Avabeer basically eat shit, and in general, 4 Yetis, scary. Want to protect my friends. So I'm gonna move right up here.
What does
Is
it
that
look
5?
like when Lulu enters a rage?
Use your imagination.
She turns slightly
That's what you're there
reddish.
for.
Yeah, but I can't decide. I never really thought about it. I just thought she just gets mad. So anyway, if I'm here, can I reach Yeti 2 within 5 feet?
With your slimy stretch, you could.
All right.
I
I
think it's
want
a
to
little
just
too
have it.
far.
All right. Could I move right here then?
Yes, and then you could.
All right. I am going to. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to recklessly attack.
Okay.
Yeti 2.
Okay.
All right. So that is roll to hit with advantage.
Okay.
Doesn't rage increase my ability or my 2 attack roll? Roll to
It
hit?
adds +2 to your attack, to your damage.
Oh, but it's not to hit.
I think you roll. PJ, does rage make your.
No, just your damage.
Just affects your damage. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Doesn't it give you advantage on your attack roll?
well, so
that-
rage doesn't give you advantage on your attack roll, but if you attack recklessly, you have
Oh, yeah, it's
advantage on your
reckless
attack
attack.
roll.
Okay.
But that's already been taken into account, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
+7. It should be +8, so that would be 20.
Okay, that hits. Why should it
Alright.
be +8?
Because my roll to hit, or after a level up, the thing changed from +7 to +8.
Oh, so we just didn't change it on your sheet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that definitely it hits either way.
And then my damage is 1d6 plus 6. No, because +3 damage when I'm raging now. So that's 1d6 plus 7 damage.
Okay. Describe how Yeti 2 dies.
Haha! I don't even got a roll.
No, you don't.
Cool.
He was so dead.
Can you describe to me the way it was positioned? Like how it was standing?
He's kind of on the ground with his right arm kind of propping him up on the ground, because his left hip was shattered, and so he's kind of like using his left arm to hold his bleeding side, and he's using his right arm to kind of hold his upper body up, and just slowly trying to pull himself back under the abominable Yeti for protection.
I chop off his arm.
Okay, so you bring down your blade and just chop off the arm that was holding him up?
Yeah.
Okay, and then he falls into the snow, gushing blood out of his now missing arm socket, and just kind of bleeds out into the snow, and he dies. You just kind of hear.
All right, and then I have a second attack still. So I'm going to turn to Yeti 1 and attack him.
Okay.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, and remember, you guys that are using reckless attacks, you get disadvantage on, or your opponents get advantage.
Anybody who
when they attack
attacks you later has advantage on.
Yep,
Exactly.
I understand.
Yeah, that definitely hits Yeti 1.
Sweet. So it's 1d6 plus 7 damage.
Go ahead and roll.
Yeah. So it's 9 damage.
Okay. All right, so Yeti 1, he takes 9 damage. As you, do you want to describe how you hit him?
Yeah, I hit him at his arm as well.
All right, so you slice into his arm a little bit. You take some flesh. You definitely hurt him. You wound him pretty good, but he's definitely still standing, and he's super pissed. He's just as he brandishes his claws as he's going to come up for a swipe.
All right, I believe that's all I can do on my turn.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, Yeti 1 is super pissed off about what just happened, and he's got his sights set on you, Lulu, big time. And he goes ahead and makes his chilling gaze on you.
Less good.
You succeed. So let's see.
Oh!
Let's see.
Lucky girl.
The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against this attack, or take 3d6 cold damage. So nothing happens. He stares at you with these icy cold eyes, and you just kind of like
stare right back.
You just stare right back, like, what are you doing? Like, because he's not attacking.
No, I'm too pissed off. I just stare back with the same intensity.
Okay, all right. So he stares at you, and you stare back, and he kind of gets a little bit intimidated and loses his concentration, and then he just decides to take a swipe at you instead.
It was with advantage, by the way.
Yeah, but it hit on the first one, so I'm not even.
Oh. You don't want to roll for a crit?
I guess I can roll it again. All right, and so he takes his claws and he slashes right through your face, and you take 9 damage.
All right.
And you guys are free to record that on your D&D Beyond sheets. Just make sure you're consistent about where you're recording it. If you want to record it in Fantasy Grounds and transfer it over at the end, that's fine. Or if you want to go do it in D&D Beyond, that's fine too. I'm casting the rolls on you guys, so you are getting damage done to you on the sheet.
I decide to keep the claw marks on my face for intimidation. Like, yeah, I got these claw marks on my face. Fuck off.
I like it. All right, so and then he brings his other big I want to say bugbear, yeti paw up to scratch you. Okay, so he tries to swipe you again. He's lost his concentration because he's never seen anything like you. You're super intimidating. His chilling gaze didn't even work on you, and so he's kind of a little intimidated, and it swipes and just misses you, and that's it for his turn.
I just want to explain what I imagine is just that instead of my face, it just looks like I have a giant claw mark across my face, but I'm still totally posed. Like, yeah, I'm still ready to fight. What's up?
Yeah, and you definitely scared him off. All right, so Havabir, you are prone right now, and
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's right. You used half your movement to stand up, huh?
Yeah, and then I attacked Yeti 2 another time. So yeah, I'm not in a footprint or anything. Like I just
I get it.
I did.
So Yeti 3, he sees you and Lulu both pummeled on his friend and killed him, and now he's super pissed. And he stares you down and looks into your soul. All right, so you actually save. He stares at you and kind of his eyes kind of go icy cold, and he got this little guttural growl like, and he's like trying to really stare you down. You just like look back at him like, okay. And so he, just like the other one, gets a little upset, and he tries to swipe at you with his claws.
Oof.
All right, so you take 15 cold damage as he slashes. Excuse me, that is partially
7
resistant.
cold damage for me.
It already took into account your resistances. Cool. So it's a total of 11 damage as he swipes across your face.
All right, I'll look at him. What else you got?
He brings his other claw up to attack you again, and this time it hits as well, and you take 12 more damage.
That's with.
That's all the resistances are accounted for.
Yeah, 24. You said?
Yep. No, 12 more. 12 more.
Oh, 12. Okay.
Does
Great.
Fitz have a turn?
I
He's
didn't even
non-combatant.
account. I didn't account for him. Actually, he's just a token on the board, so he's not even in the combat tracker. So no, he's kind of just gonna stay back right now and watch you guys do the work.
Lazy bones.
Okay, and that's it for Yeti 3.
We aren't paying him to do nothing.
It is on to the abominable Yeti.
The joke is we don't pay him.
Oh, shit, and I'm right in his crosshairs, I'm sure.
Yeah, so this abominable Yeti is pretty pissed at the both of you. And he is going to use his cold breath. The Yeti exhales a 30-foot cone of frigid air. Each creature in that area must make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw, taking 45 10d8 cold damage on a failed save.
Oh, ouch.
Or half as much damage on a successful one. All right, so let's test this out. I have this handy-dandy party sheet, and we need to do a DC 18. Excuse me, Constitution. Oh, yeah, Constitution. Okay. We roll for everyone.
Okay, and I should, if I'm doing a save, I've got advantage, right? Because I'm still raging.
Yeah, I think so. Do you have advantage on Constitution saving throws, or all saving throws?
I have advantage on all saving throws.
Okay. All right. Are you sure it doesn't just say Strength saving throws? I thought that's what it was when I was playing a barbarian.
No, it doesn't. I'll read the language. You gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
That's strength saving throws.
No, it doesn't say strength saving throws. It says saving throws.
By the fact that
it says strength checks and saving throws. It means that that's what I thought. That's what I learned too.
So it says gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws, and then parentheses not attacks, which says to me is still specifying strength related rolls.
Yeah, that's totally what it means. And also think about it. You're raging. You don't just automatically get advantage on other types of saving throws. It makes sense that
Like
it would be
intelligence
strength.
saving throws.
Yeah, like an intelligence.
Oh
saving
yeah,
throw.
that makes sense. Okay. No,
Okay.
his intelligence would be quite the opposite.
All right, so let's see. Shenanigans failed. Lulu succeeded. Havabeer succeeded. Remember, you guys remember which you are, whether you failed or saved. Furlough failed. Kayron succeeded. Okay.
So this doesn't have anything to do with that cold stare thing, right? This is like a
No,
totally
this is different.
thing.
This is cold breath. They did like so he would have done like a big cone out this way, I think, to try and get everybody.
Oh, he grazed me.
That's probably why you beat it.
Let's see. Well, I don't even know if that's the right size cone. It's a 30-foot cone, so he could have pretty much got everybody.
Oof.
Okay.
What happens to the frog?
Hold on. Let me read through each creature must make a saving throw, taking 10d8 cold damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. All right. So I'm gonna roll the damage, and then you guys have to determine whether you take the full damage or half the damage.
All right, rounding down.
Yeah, rounding
Okay.
down.
All right, so yeah, I take 26 damage.
Okay, minus half of that because cold resistant, or at least I am.
Yep, it's cold damage.
So that about killed Sakapuno. He is below 0 now.
Oh no! So Sakapunto's as you kind of just freeze in place.
Poor Sakapuno, he does not do good with the cold, apparently.
Sakapunto, did you save?
No, Sakapuno failed.
Okay.
Oh, poor
Look at that
Sakapuno.
the whole thing.
Oh, I misread. I thought Furlough failed, but yeah, you're right. You did fail.
May I point out one thing?
Uh-huh.
If Rainbow's character was still Shenanigans and had vulnerability to cold, that could have possibly been an instant kill by doubling that.
That's true. Imagine if he rolled a natty 20. Oh wait, I guess it's saving throws. Never mind. Okay, so you guys take all that damage. I think it's only Sakapunto the one that went down.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Multi-attack. Yeti can use its chilling gaze and makes 2 claw attacks. So he used his attack, I think, by doing cold breath. So I think that's it for him.
So I got a
Thank
quick question.
goodness.
Do I take any less damage because I'm in a sleeping bag?
No.
No.
In fact, if anything, you might take more because you're prone.
Oh, I'm standing up in the sleeping bag.
Oh.
Okay,
Well, you're
narrator, does this push him over because sleeping bags are hard to
Yes,
stand up?
it does, because you cannot able to keep your balance as this cold breath just like washes over all of you, and you definitely get knocked down prone.
Oh, that's great.
So let's see. I'm trying to do good about putting these effects on people. So there you go. You're prone now.
I would say that it would be nice if you had the prone immunity from being a Sign-Bulk, but if you were a Sign-Bulk still, you would instantly die.
Okay, so it's technically your turn, Shenanigans, because you need to tell your giant toad what you want it to do. It has a few different traits. It can breathe air and water, which doesn't really matter here. It has standing leap. The toad's long jump is up to 20 feet, and its high jump is up to 10 feet with or without a running start. And then you have bite attack, which does 1d10 plus 2 piercing and plus 1d10 poison. Plus 4 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1 target, piercing damage, poison plus poison damage, and the target is grappled. Escape is a DC 13 saving throw. Until the grapple ends, the target is restrained and the toad can't bite another target. So the bite attack actually grapples the target in the toad's mouth. That's awesome. And then it has a swallow attack. The toad makes 1 bite attack against a medium or smaller target if it is grappling. If the attack hits, the target is swallowed and the grapple ends. The swallowed target is blinded and restrained and has total cover against attacks and other effects outside the toad. And it takes 10 3d6 acid damage at the start of each of the toad's turns. The toad can then have only 1 target swallowed at a time. If the toad dies, a swallowed creature is no longer restrained by it and can escape from the corpse using 5 feet of movement, or exiting prone.
Okay.
question is,
What are the
big are
size
these?
of the Yetis, the small ones?
Their size is they're large. Yeah, so you definitely
Even this-
can't. You can grapple. You can still grapple them, but you can't swallow them.
Alright, I'm gonna have the 1 bite Yeti 1 and the other bite Yeti 3. That bite attack that you said that poisons them and grapples them.
Okay, you're gonna bite Yeti. So you want the The first, well, we're on one toad right now, so this is toad 1.
Which toad?
What do you want it to do? It's toad 1.
Toad left or toad right?
Oh, you know what? I have to put. Hold on. Let me put these tokens on this. There we go. All right. So now, oh, and then I have to make them visible. Okay. So toad 1 is whose turn it is on the left. You should be able to hover it now and see.
He's gonna attack the Yeti 1.
Yeti 1. Okay. All right. So he moves closer and bites.
Yeah, he's gonna use that bite attack with the poison and the grapple.
Okay. All right, so he goes up to bite Yeti 1, and Yeti 1 immediately dodges the attack, kind of just swings his arms out of the way as this toad tries to bite his arms, and manages to just get out of the way. What's the size of the giant toad? Large beast. So they're about the same size, probably. They're both pretty huge. Okay.
And giant toad 2 is gonna do the same thing to Yeti number 1.
Okay. All right, so giant toad 2 makes its way over here and tries to do a bite attack.
I think he said Yeti 1, not Yeti 3.
Oh, Yeti 1? I thought you meant the other Yeti. Oh, okay. All right, so he comes up and tries to bite Yeti 1 also, and also misses. Both the toads jump up, try to bite him. They're kind of surrounding him right now, and he's getting a little worried, but he's so far managed to dodge both their attacks. It is now Sacapunto's turn. Sacapunto, I think you need to make a death saving throw, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm down in the snow.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of dice did they throw in their attacks?
It was attack D20 plus 4.
Okay.
So would that be that's its own check, right? A death save?
I rolled it for you.
Oh, that works. Thank you.
A 14, so I believe that's a save. So you saved. That means 3 more saves and you will be up and stable. 2 more saves, and then 3 failures and you die.
Oh boy, I sure hope somebody comes heals that bugbear soon.
All right, have a beer. You're up.
I know that they need to, I'm pissed about the whole situation, and I know that probably not. We can't address Abominable until he has no more support. So I'm gonna attack Yeti 1 recklessly, and I'm going to attack with my hard hit, and I'm going to attack with my trip attack as well.
Okay.
So I drop 5, but
This is to Yeti 1.
Yeah, this is to Yeti 1.
Okay.
Because I want so first there's the 2 d6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 10. So 2d6 plus 16 is 24 plus the trip attack. Now, the way that the trip attack is when you hit with the weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die to add to the total damage, and a superiority die is d8. Add to the total damage of the damage roll, and if the target is large or smaller, it must make a strength saving throw of DC 16. If it fails, he's prone. So we're at 26. I think, let's see, d6, d8. So 31 damage, and he might be prone.
What do you mean might be?
Well, he hasn't rolled his saving.
What's his saving throw?
Yet.
You can
DC 16.
You can drag the saving throw from your actions tab onto him. Oh, do you not have? All right.
I don't even know how to do that.
It's fine. Whatever. DC 16. 8 plus. He has no other skills. Okay, so he fails the saving throw. All right. So how much damage?
31.
That's to Yeti 1. Okay,
Damn,
so
bitch.
That should change to save. All right. Describe what you actually do to him.
So I swing my hammer as hard as I can right at his hip pelvic area. I'm actually trying to hit the back of his pelvis to take out both hips.
Okay, so again, you manage to hit this Yeti right in the hip and shatter it. And he immediately falls down prone and is on the ground just like the other one, just trying to support himself, and he's just paralyzed from the waist down pretty much. But he's pretty pissed, and he's brandishing his teeth and claws, just letting you know that he's in a super defensive mode right now. Let's see, I gotta put prone on him.
Okay, I'm gonna use my extra attack, or my special, to withdraw, because I know I'm in a bad position. And as I'm doing so, I look to the frogs and say, "Enjoy."
Okay. Is that all your turn?
No, I have a bonus action, and so I'm gonna withdraw, and I'm gonna move into kind of a flanking position over here.
Right.
And will you measure the distance? I want to make sure I'm still within 30
Of
of
Yeti
where
1?
of Yeti 1, because I came up to him, I attacked him, and then now I'm withdrawing.
That's 20 from where you are there.
Okay, so I'm gonna back off to about 25.
And that is 30.
Okay, that'll work. Okay, and with my bonus action, I am going to take my second wind.
Okay.
And so, second wind, once per short rest, you can use bonus action to regain 1d10 plus 6.
And that's to heal?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 8
Thank
plus
you.
6. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. All right, so make sure you mark your healing down. Let's see. How much did you heal for? 8?
14 total.
14.
So I'm
Okay,
back up
so-
to HP 50.
You're 79 minus 50, right?
I'm
for how much?
79 minus 29 to be 50.
And on to shenanigans.
Alright, I'm gonna stand up and get out my little sleeping bag and run up behind Sankaputo, and I'm gonna put my sleeping bag on. Again, standing up still. And I am gonna cast Cure Wounds at level 4. And that is 4d8s plus 2.
Okay. You're casting that on who? Sakapunto?
Sankaputo, yeah.
Okay.
Sweet. Good roll.
So she's healed
All
by
right.
26, and I am gonna take a bonus action for myself.
So you are back up and stable, and you are healed for 26 points, Sakapunto.
Now, am I like prone because I was knocked down, or am I just assumed to be up and good to go?
So you still need to use half your movement to stand up. So yeah, you're still prone. But
Okay.
you are now stable. You're not dying, and you don't need to make saving throws anymore.
Sakaputo feels a lot better.
And my bonus action is gonna be Healing Word first on myself.
All right, so you regain 6 hit points. Is that your whole turn?
And then
Oh.
I have a it doesn't say on my sheet, but I'm a goblin now, so I can use. I think it's like some kind of goblin retreat. Do you know what that is?
No.
I think I might have another goblin I might look at.
What was your question?
I'm looking for like their bonus action, which is goblin retreat or something like that. It's a race feature of a goblin.
Yeah, we need to maintain like 2 character sheets for you or something so we can keep one with the goblin race.
I'm gonna have to do that next time we're off.
Yeah, we'll have to do that between now and next week's game.
I think it's like I can just retreat by 20, but I'm not sure.
That sounds familiar. I do recall you having that ability.
And I'm gonna let's get the ruler out.
I'm trying to find it, but
Where
I
is
can't
it?
find it.
Don't go by me. The
That's
whole
fine.
idea of
I'll let you retreat for now. We'll look it up later and make sure it was a real thing. And
I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna go on my sleeping bag again, where I'm just standing up.
okay. Standing
just
up in your
imagining
sleeping
like
bag.
this little creature with his claws hanging over the edge of a sleeping bag, like peering out.
Are you gonna hop around like in a sock hop kind of thing? Or
I mean, I would
boundaries?
if I didn't think that I'd have to roll for something.
All right, Lulu, you are up now.
All right. So I realize that Yeti. Actually, really quick question. I severely apologize, but how did Havabir get all the way over there?
He moved there on his turn.
Okay. I realize that Yeti 1 is prone, but I'm going to recklessly attack Yeti 1 anyways.
Okay.
In the case that if I'm able to finish off Yeti 1, I can get advantage as I attack Yeti 3 as well for my second attack.
Good plan.
So that is has a D8 or D20 plus 8 at advantage to attack Yeti 1.
Okay.
That will be a 26 to hit.
That hits easily.
Yeah. All right, and then that is 1d6 plus 7 damage.
Okay.
That'll be a 9.
Okay. And that's to Yeti 1.
Yes.
So Yeti 1 takes 9 damage. Let me find him on the sheet. Okay. So he is hurting really bad at this point. He's just barely hanging on to life. He's almost unconscious as he's just sitting there, like trying to look as intimidating as he can for a dying yeti.
Yeah, I would like to mention that I still have a giant claw gash across my face, just for intimidation.
Okay.
You thought I forgot, didn't you?
No, I forgot.
All right. Then I'm gonna roll to attack him again.
Okay.
That'll be a 14.
That's to hit, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that hits, and then I'm not even gonna make you roll damage because it is even possible for well, yeah, you can't roll a 1 or anything and not and still. He's got 1 hit point basically. So.
Oh wow.
So just go ahead and describe how you kill him.
All right. So where are these giant toads biting at him?
And then they failed.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, I'm just gonna give him an axe gash across his face, much like he did to me with his claw.
Okay, so you crush his face in with the axe then?
Yep.
Okay, so you just slam it right into his face, and he's already like looking at you through blurry, dizzy eyes, and as he takes an axe right to the face, it's just like, oh, like almost like thank God, and I'm out of my misery. All right, and Yeti 1 is no more.
Right.
Okay, do you have anything else on your turn?
Yes, I can attack with my bonus action.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move. I'm gonna like go this way, go around them, and be right over here. Let's say.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack Yeti 3. Here's my roll to attack. 25.
Nice. Yeah, so that definitely hits.
All right. So my damage is 1d6 plus 7. I get
So
to
8.
re-roll that, I believe. Right?
Do you?
Do you? Are you a great weapons man? Or what trait gives you that?
Don't barbarians get to re-roll
No,
ones?
I get
No.
that from being a great weapons master.
Oh, okay. Well, never
Okay.
mind then.
So 8 to Yeti 3 then?
Yep.
Okay, so you and this is with an axe, right?
Yes, my hand axe.
Okay, so you run over around Yeti 3 and you use your hand axe to hit him right in the chest, and he takes the axe. You kind of pull the axe out. And he's just like, ugh! And he's like he looks down and sees the wound, and then he takes both of his paws and he kind of beats his wounded chest like he'd try to intimidate you, like ugh! Like he's just using it as fuel to get super pissed at you.
Shit, and he's next. He's gonna whoop your ass.
Yep, that's it for your turn.
Yep.
Okay, so Yeti 3 is now super pissed, and he hasn't been touched so far, and he's got the big daddy Yeti behind him, so he's like super confident in that they're still going to destroy you despite losing 2 of his little buddies, and he stares you down. And while holding the wound on his chest, he stares right into your eyes. And
I
gives you an
already
icy
succeeded
cold.
before. I'm immune.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
that's
succeed
right.
on one of those chilling gaze, once you save on one of those, or you finish
Oh, okay.
beating.
All right, never mind. So he tries to do that to you, and it has no effect on you. And then he, after realizing it's not going to do anything, he just lunges forward and tries to claw you. Oh, and that's with advantage. So let me roll it one more time. Okay. And then he does 5 damage to you with his claw. And then he rolls again. All right, and then he hits you again and does 5 more damage. So 10 damage total as he whoosh, whoosh, he just swipes you with both paws.
I'm gonna keep the gashes in wherever he struck, just for intimidation purposes.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be
All right.
more-
Unless he like cut off an arm or anything, obviously I'm gonna repair that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and let's see. I think that's it for his turn. So it is now, well, not Furlough's turn. Let's go back up to the top here. It is the big abominable Yeti's turn. Okay, and so this Yeti is getting a little pissed at the rest of you guys. And let's see, is his chilling gaze any different? Targets 1 creature. Okay, so let's see. Target is immune to this Yeti's gaze. Okay, so who has he not done the gaze on?
I will admit, I believe the chilling gaze thing, the immunity only applies for chilling gaze from regular Yetis,
Well, because his chilling gaze says the same thing, though.
but only other Yetis. I think it's talking
okay.
like if it's abominable.
Okay, you're right. I see it. Okay. Oh yeah, so he's seeing that his little minions or whatever haven't had any effect on you. He steps down and he kind of hunkers down and looks you in the eye. And he does. He makes you roll a saving throw, and you fail. and you take 66 cold damage, and you are paralyzed for 1 minute.
I
Shit.
think you have like over 100 health.
I think
Yeah,
that might have cost you your rage. Let me read the.
it does. He's paralyzed, so you won't be able to attack for a turn, which will lose your rage.
If my turn ends and I haven't attacked a hostile creature since last time or taken damage since then.
Yes. Okay. Your
Also,
Toad 1 is up. Shenanigans.
Toad 1 is going to do that bite attack on Yeti 3.
83. Okay, so he runs over here and tries to do that bite attack. Okay, and he actually manages to latch on with his big toad mouth onto this Yeti's arm, and the Yeti just as this big toad latches on and kind of bites down and does piercing. He does piercing and poison damage. And then also he is grappled. Okay, so it does 19 damage to Yeti 3. So Yeti 3 is hurting pretty bad. And then he's also grappled and restrained.
So if like two toads had him in that same move, would he have to roll save twice on his turn or what?
Yeah, twice.
I'm going to have Giant Toad 2 attack the same Yeti with the bite.
So the second toad comes up and tries to bite him. And that toad manages to latch on right onto his face. It leaps up, and this huge toad mouth just covers this Yeti's face as it just grabs on right over his nose and his eyebrows and kind of sinks its teeth in and does piercing and poison damage. Should double it automatically. 18 more damage. Yeah, so this Yeti is super hurting as he's got these two toads hanging off of him, and he's grappled and restrained, and he can't do anything but sit here and stare into this toad's maw.
nice.
And then Sacapunto, you're up.
All right, well, now that I am not dead anymore, dead-ish, I am going to stand up with half my movement, and I'm going to shake off the cold and the snow, and I'm super upset about it, and I'm going to stomp up to Big Yeti Man, and I'm going to punch him right in the gut.
Okay, so make your attack roll. I just want to
Could
find
you
his
roll it for me?
AC. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you can't roll. All right, and I think I added your unarmed strike. I should be able to roll it from here. Nice. Okay, so you hit, and then is it still 1d6 plus 4 bludgeoning?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so let me just roll that on him. 9 damage. So you.
All right. I'm
then
going to come up with the next fist immediately and follow up and punch him right in the same spot.
Okay. All
Fucking
right.
up some Yeti guts.
So you just punch him in the stomach twice. He takes 14 damage, and he's just looking real annoyed as he bends down.
All right.
And kind of screams in your face.
Bonus action, flurry of blows. I'm going to punch him just a 2-punch. 1, 2, right in the same exact spot in the gut.
Okay, that's the same attacks and damage rolls?
Yeah, it's just like a regular damage. I'm just doing it twice.
Okay, there's one. So he takes 6 more damage. There's another, and he takes 8 more damage. So he takes 14 more damage.
And then I roar. Rah!
Okay, awesome. So yeah, you roar back at him, and he's towering over you, and he's kind of confused, thinking you should be running away now, but instead you're just punching him and roaring back.
I'm a mad bugbear.
All right, is that it for your turn?
Yep, that's it.
All right, Havabeer, you're up.
I'm gonna head over, and I feel like I can see Sapuna's in danger. She's just gonna get fucked up by Mr. Abominable Yeti if he gets a hold of her. So I'm gonna attack him, and I'm gonna attack him with my heavy hit recklessly. And so and I'm gonna go for distracting strike.
Okay. So go ahead and make your rolls.
So
Nice.
16 plus 8 minus 5. So 24 minus 5.
You're
Does
good.
that hit, Mr. Abominable?
Yep, it does.
Okay. So plus 2d6 plus 16. So let's see. 6 and a 1. I'm gonna re-roll the 1. Oh my gosh. Okay. So 7 plus 16 is 23. And so I'm going to do distracting strike.
Okay.
Which means that the next person who attacks abominable yeti has advantage.
Don't worry, you
Adds
did a better job saying that than I ever would have.
Thank you. It adds a D8 to damage. So here's the D8. Oh, so 23 plus 8, that's 31.
31 damage to the abominable yeti.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so 31. Cool. All right, so he takes a fair amount of damage. Where'd you hit him at?
How big is he?
He's huge. He's towering over the rest of you guys. He's probably like the size of like a 3-story building as far as height.
Oh shit. So can I even reach his knee, or am I stuck attacking?
Yeah, you can barely probably like reach up to his knee.
So I swing that my maul as hard at his knee as I can.
Okay. And then that's what you just did, right? That's the damage. So you hit him right in the knee. He kind of yelps a little bit as he takes this damage right into the side of his knee, and you know he's huge, but he's standing on these, by comparison, toothpick legs, like with these huge feet at the bottom, and he's like almost loses his balance as he's so surprised by the amount of damage you inflict on him. Is that it for your turn? Or do you have another one?
I have another attack.
Okay.
And with that, I think 50 points, he can really still fuck me up. So I'm going to disengage. Figuring my years of being a gladiator have helped me to realize that if I stick around too close.
Can you disengage as a bonus action, or did you do your attack as a bonus action, or?
My understand. So second attack only attack. And you can't do anything else with it.
No, it's not a second action, it's a second attack action.
Okay, so in the future, could I use my second attack first and then use my regular action to disengage?
Because second attack isn't a second attack if you're using it first.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. That's sound logic. So then, yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble. And I am going to, with Barbarian and Fighter Determination, take second swing and try to inflict as much damage as I can. So I'm going to swing with,
okay.
And I'm attacking with advantage. So let's see.
Roll your dice. Oh, nice. All right. Calculate your damage.
Okay, so it's going to be plus 16, 2d6. So roll the 3 and a 1. I'm going to re-roll the 1. God, how the fuck? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so 4.
The dice are good, the dice are bad.
I know, no kidding. Gives me a 20, and then it gives me 2 1s. So 20 damage. And does it double?
It doubles it, so it's 40 damage, yep.
Okay.
All right.
So I just want to inflict as much pain on this guy as possible. So I swung for not the leg of the knee that I hit, but the foot of the other leg.
Of the other one.
Yes.
Okay, so you and this is with Terso's teeth?
No, this is with my maul. I haven't
with
used Terso's teeth for a while.
All right, so you slam the maul down on this Yeti's foot, and he's already taken aback by the first attack, and this time you just slam this maul down, and as you hit his foot, you hear right underneath, and the ice underneath shatters, and his leg falls in to this icy abyss below you guys, and some spiderweb cracks come outward from his feet underneath you guys, but the ground seems to stay pretty steady, at least for right now. And his foot is down, and it's starting to freeze, and you can just kind of almost see the visible chill creeping up his leg and past his knee as he's just he's like trying to pull his leg out, and his other leg is already hurting from the attack to his knee, and he's kind of stuck in place right now.
I'm a little terrified of the breaking ice.
And that's it for your turn, right? Half a beer?
Yeah. I'm done.
Okay, shenanigans, you are up.
So I just drag the spell from the list and drop it over
Now-
what I want.
Now, shenanigans.
what
Remember,
spell?
he is distracted, so you have advantage on the attack if you choose to attack him.
What spell?
I was thinking infestation.
Infestation.
Yeah, cover him with fleas. That'd be great.
There you go. So the Yeti succeeded on the saving throw.
Anything on the saving?
Does not look like anything happens on a fail.
Okay.
Okay.
And my bonus action is going to be casting Healing Word first.
Okay, on who?
Myself. That's 4. I'm
Okay.
supposed to be using spell slots with that, right?
Yes, you are. So make sure you're tracking that. I'm not. I have a lot to manage, and I want to manage your guys' spell slots for you, but I can't. So it's honor system on whether you guys have spent spell slots. So please try to be diligent about that, because.
Well, I mean, I figured it was. I just wanted to make sure it was.
Okay. Yeah, you have a lot, so it's probably not a big deal for you, but most people only have a few. All right, and that's it for your turn.
Yep.
Okay, Lulu.
Oh,
you're
I'm
up.
gonna duck even further into the sleeping bag so I can't see anything.
Okay.
Like, you too.
Little Raz Goblin ducks down inside the sleeping bag. Okay, Lulu, you're up.
All right, I am paralyzed still, so I'm gonna. All I can do is make a saving throw to get out of this, right?
Yep.
All right, so it's just a straight Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
Did we clarify that we can grimace if we're paralyzed?
You cannot grimace if you're paralyzed.
Oh, too bad.
Why is it plus? Oh, it shouldn't be plus 16. That's my bad.
Oh,
I was
Yeah,
actually
natural one
wondering about
anyways.
that.
that's fine.
I was
So-
about to do manual roll with like plus 8 in the modifier, but then I
Gotcha.
decided, oh yeah, I can just click it.
Okay, so
He
let's.
tries to get
natural one
unparalyzed and he pulls his back muscles and he just spasms.
I don't think a goo girl has back muscles.
You are correct.
Okay. That's it for your turn then, right?
Yeah, this is scary.
Okay, and then did we kill Yeti 3?
No, but he's
No, he's in.
immobilized.
Oh, that's
He's
right. He's totally
immobilized.
immobilized. All right.
The frogs have him by the arm.
Okay, but he's not paralyzed, so he's grappled and restrained, so he can try to attack. So we're gonna make it his turn, and he is going to try to cast his chilling gaze on the toad that's got his mouth over his face, and he can just kind of see his one little eye is like poking out above the mouth, and kind of can gaze into the eye of the toad, and so he's gonna try and do the chilling gaze to Toad 2.
How does that even? What?
Would he have to do that at a disadvantage?
What, PJ? What's your grievance now?
I'm just imagining if a monster has his humongous mouth over my face, how on earth am I going to make eye contact?
So it's a big toad with like eyes on the side of its head, and his eye is peering out. It's latched on right over the top of his right eye, and his left eye is poking out around the jaw that's latched onto his face, and can see into the toad's eye, just barely.
Okay.
Are you happy now?
I will stipulate to your explanation of the fact.
Whenever we get an artist, we'll draw a picture for you.
All right, so let's see. Attack. He's gonna try to claw Toad 2 off of his face after his gaze failed. And that hits. Why was that red? I don't know.
Because disadvantage.
Oh, right. That's right. Okay. So he dropped one. Okay, so he attacks and it hits, and he does 9 damage to the toad. So Toad 2 takes 9 damage. And then he tries to attack it again, and that hits again, and he takes 10 more damage. So that little toad is, well, I shouldn't say little toad, but that toad's hurting pretty good as he's got some big gashes in his side as this Yeti desperately tries to free himself from this insane toad grasp that he's suffering under. And that's it for that one, I think. That's all his turn. Okay. Let's go back up to the abominable Yeti.
Oh, shit.
All right, so he's pretty pissed off, especially at you, Havabeer, for hammering his foot into the ice. And he's gonna rear back a little bit, and so he can kind of, because you're down right by his foot, so his big furry gullet is in the way, and so he kind of pulls his body backward a little bit and kind of leans his head over and glares down at you to try and do his chilling gaze on you. And you succeed. So he stares at you, and you stare right back at him. And after doing that, he goes ahead and tries to attack. Reach down with his huge claws to attack you. And holy shit!
Oh, ouch!
Critical.
He does 26 damage to you with these huge ass claws as he just claws right across your head. One claw scrapes right over your head, and then 2 others scrape right across your shoulders, leaving you some huge nasty cuts that are hurting pretty bad as he drags his claws over you. And then he goes and tries to do it one more time with his other claw, and you take 17 more damage as he claws. This time, his other arm comes down and claws you from your left side, and claws right across your stomach and chest, leaving you a couple more nasty gashes. You're feeling everything's stinging pretty good.
Yeah, I'll say. Now, what with it and with his foot stuck in the water and being off balance the way he was, that didn't put him at disadvantage.
No. He's still standing there. You're right at his foot. He just swiped at you.
Just curious. Okay.
All right, Toad 1. Does it do anything else?
No, they're gonna just stay last onto him.
Okay, and they can't swallow, so there's nothing else they can do. You could have it let go and try to attack again for more damage, just so you know.
Which one is hurt bad? Toad 2?
Yeah, Toad 2 is the one that took the brunt of the attack last time.
Toad 2's gonna let go, and then he's gonna bite again.
Okay, so Toad 2, after getting swiped from the sides and has got a couple gashes, so I guess we're skipping Toad 1's turn, right, then?
Yeah.
He's going to stay latched on? Okay. So Toad 2 drops off of the Yeti and then jumps back up again to try to attack him again, and manages to grab him again, this time only latching onto his other shoulder, so now he's got 2 toads on each shoulder.
That was a really close to a crit. This is a crazy night.
Yeah, it is. All right, and so this time he bites down, and he manages to just he just crunches this Yeti's arm off, and the arm just falls down to the ground with the toad, and then he starts bleeding profusely from this now missing part of his arm, and he's as he falls down and kind of futilely puts his other hand over the top of his wound, but can't quite reach it all because of the other toad that's latched onto him, and he just falls to the ground and dies. Let's see. Let me find Yeti 3 here and get rid of him. All right. Now both toads are they've realized that their victim is dead, and now they're got their sights set on the abominable Yeti.
So can I use attack with Toad 1, or is that just gone now?
We skipped his turn.
Okay.
You said you wanted Toad 2 to attack, so I skipped his turn. I verified that with you, so sorry. All right, Sekapunto, you're up.
All right, I'm going to continue with a big old punch right to the... I'm going to keep hitting that same exact spot. Let's do my first attack roll. And if you could do that for me, that'd be great.
Oh, I keep forgetting. All right, so your first attack roll is a 16.
And it's that 1d6 plus 4 damage.
Yeah. All right, so he takes 6 damage from your first punch. I'm assuming you're going to do another one?
Absolutely. Same exact spot in the gut. I'm going to just beat a hole into this giant Yeti monster.
Okay. All right, so 10 more damage. So he takes a total of 16 damage, and you're punching his leg, right?
I'm punching his gut, because I imagine I can reach his gut, right?
He's pretty tall. I haven't decided on... Maybe I made him a little too tall. You could probably reach up to his waistline.
All right, and then I'm going to do another flurry of blows, and that is 2 regular unarmed attacks.
Okay, so the first one misses, and the second one hits.
It's my first miss all night. I can't be too sad.
All right, and that's it. Describe how he dies.
All right, great.
Yes.
I am going to, my last fist that comes into him, I am going to punch into his guts, and as I feel my furry bugbear hand squish into his guts, I'm going to grab at his innards and start pulling him out.
Oh my god! All right, so you burrow a hole right into the bottom of his gut, and then you just pull his intestines and stuff out onto the ground, onto the snow. he's kind of clawing at trying to pull things back inside, and it's a futile effort, and he
And then I
just
roar at
falls
him.
backwards and bleeds out. Wow.
I'm gonna hop over next to second platoon. I'm gonna say, "Wow, this one didn't have the guts to continue," and I'll slowly put my glasses on.
Wow. That was pretty good. All right, and with that, let's go ahead and take a 5 to 10 minute break, and then I'll just meet you all back here when you're ready.
All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good. Didn't have the guts.
And we're back. And I think we left off. We just defeated the abominable yeti, and you guys are figuring out what to do next. But Sacapunto, you're looking over the group. You're hurting, but you're doing a lot better than you were. And you turn around and you notice that Lulu is frozen solid. She's still frozen solid in the snow behind you guys while you're all celebrating.
So I'm gonna admit, I don't remember what happened to my bedroll after I threw it over Shenanigan's dog.
I assumed you picked it back up because I didn't think it was going to stay on him.
Okay, I want to take my bedroll and I'm going to drape it over her as best as I can and see if that helps.
Okay. All right, so Havabeer and Sacapunto both approach, and you throw your bedroll over the top of her. And
I also
have
pet
no-
her head.
And I'm also gonna be casting that healing spell on Have a Beer.
Okay.
Yeah, my
So
intestines
go
are,
ahead
like, poking
and
out.
roll. So 19. 19,
Woohoo!
19 hit points regained for Havabeer.
Oh,
And I
needed
see that Lulu is frozen, so I'm gonna cast
So Fitz pops out from behind like a snow boulder that he was hiding behind, and he's just like, well done, impressive.
I'm
He
gonna
comes
cast
running up to you guys.
Barnfire right next to Lulu, so she gets heat from Barnfire.
Okay,
and
so
I look
you-
over at Fitz and I'm like, "You approve? Great! I'm so glad that we met your approval. Do you have any feedback for us?"
Yeah, we're getting really close to the pylon. Also, your bonfire just went out, and you look and your bonfire that you just barely created just whooshes out because of the wind.
I'm gonna pick up that one of the Yeti's arms that fell off.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
Um,
I don't like
I'm
where this is
gonna-
going.
Is Lulu still frozen?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick her up like a log or something like that and just place her over my shoulder and start like I'm ready to walk wherever. I look over to Fitz. Lead the way.
Oh, I got a question. How does her being frozen affect her inventory right now?
It's frozen
all just
inside her.
Frozen in there.
So,
Yeah.
like, well, I guess we can't see because she's opaque, right?
Yeah, she's opaque.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna start. I'm not gonna put that in inventory. I'm just gonna start eating it on the way.
Gosh.
You're gonna do
And
what now?
do I need how much does she weigh? Like, is my guy strong enough to carry her?
How much do you weigh,
What's
Lulu?
your carrying?
Sakapuna would tell you that she's a little bit heavy.
Yeah. What's your carrying capacity?
I'm actually looking that up right now. It's in inventory, right?
I think it only counts carrying capacity if you're like carrying them as inventory. It's an athletics thing. I think if you're carrying them around like on your back or
I'm
carrying
trying to
them as
find that out.
heft.
I'm trying to I know I've got a capacity because of I'm a barbarian, but I
If-
don't know what
Go
it
to
is
the
exactly.
go to the equipment tab and click the number by weight carried, and then you'll get your encumbrance stats. Carrying capacity for Havabeer is 270 pounds. Push, drag, or lift is 540 pounds.
Okay, so does she outweigh 270?
How much are you carrying in items? Because it includes.
Are you
90
actually going to
pounds.
carry her, or are you just going to push, drag, or lift her?
It depends. How much
Does
does
it-
she weigh?
Because if you drag her, it's 540 pounds.
You should just drag her. She'll be fine.
Okay, yeah, I'll just drag her.
Okay.
Yeah, not that heavy.
So I grab
Well,
her by her.
But
whatever
your
looks
weight
like-
is your weight from your race plus your inventory weight.
That is true.
Oh, so the weight counts how much my guy weighs as well as how much he's carrying?
Well, it doesn't tell you that, but we would need to add it up. We need to find how much your guy weighs, and then also look at your carried weight and add that together.
Gotcha. Okay, so that doesn't make sense because I think my guy weighs like 200 pounds and he's carrying 90 pounds.
You're not the one being picked up. I'm talking about Lulu.
Oh, her weight, not my weight. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were saying that figure captured the weight of the character plus what he's carrying.
I gotta say,
No.
it would be hilarious if you added a Lulu to your inventory.
One Lulu. Quest reward.
I just
All right,
might
her
upload
weight
the-
is 250 pounds, and she's carrying 173 pounds. So 250 plus 173, 423 pounds total.
What if you like
Okay,
fireman
yeah,
carry her?
I'm dragging
like,
her
what is-
ass.
What if you like
Is-
hoist her over your shoulder and fireman carry her? I mean, would that be like an athletics kind of thing, or would that be?
That'd be
don't know.
carrying. A fireman's carry is still carrying weight.
Oh yeah, you guys.
Is your bedroll still wrapping her up?
Yes, but my
Okay,
bedroll
so-
only weighs. Wait, let me check.
I don't need to know how much it weighs. I'm just gonna grab a corner of it and drag her through the snow. And the bedroll, since the bedroll is smooth, it should glide through the snow easier.
You could turn the bedroll into like a sled.
Exactly.
All right, so you are now in this bedroll, slowly but surely warming up a little bit, and you're being dragged across the snowy landscape.
You know what? Sakapuna's gonna grab the other corner and help drag.
Okay.
Chev,
Yeah.
Pallbearers.
I would say Signbolg don't have body heat, so I'm not warming up. The way that those things would warm you up is by retaining body heat, and I lost all my body heat already.
Oh, you're not wrong. Okay.
Well, somebody
Alright.
get in there and hug her.
I get in. Oh wait, I can't do that.
I'm cold-blooded.
Why
I
can't
was
you?
thinking I was still the slime Volk. And I
Oh,
can just
yeah,
warm her
no.
up with my toxicity.
I'm not gonna do that because it's metagaming.
All right. So we've got her by a corner. I look over to Fitz. Lead the way. The day's
Oh.
not getting any shorter.
I know where we're gonna heat her up. How about we use the Dutch oven technique?
Wow.
Alright, hold on. Then I want to wait a second, and I'm gonna hold the bag open for Raz because you're Raz right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh,
hold the bag open a little bit
gosh.
for you.
I'm gonna jump in because I don't want to hop around.
So you jump in the bag with Lulu?
Yeah.
All right, your body heat slowly starts warming up the sleeping bag. Although Lulu is like a block of ice, so you're pretty. It's like pretty cold being right next to her.
I stick my
gonna-
face out so I don't have to smell it, and I start farting.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I knew that was coming, and let's remember in actual chemical activity how small a fart is in the grand scope of things. It's not
On
gonna
top of
do
the
shit.
fact that he literally just became a goblin,
Oh gosh. Okay.
so he doesn't
So-
have any gastrointestinal pressure built up.
What does Fitz do?
Well, I also just ate like an arm, so.
All right,
Yeti arm,
So
yes.
Fitz watches this whole fiasco as you guys put Lulu in a bag, and he's like, "All right, let's keep going." And he starts heading off this direction. Still,
Is that towards
Okay.
the pylon?
yeah, that's the way you guys have been heading is north.
Yeah, I'm gonna motion to have a beer with my head, like, let's go, and start dragging the.
I whispered
Lulu
to
sack.
Al-Sekaputu, what if we cut Fitz open and we stick Lulu in her?
Can I
And
hear that? He's in a sack with her.
My head's out.
Also, Fitz is like a third the size of Lulu.
I look in there and look at Raz. I know nothing good is going to come of this, and besides, we need him more of as a scout.
I totally thought you
and
guys were gonna stick Lulu in the gullet of that big yeti.
That wouldn't have been a bad plan, but that is
I think
not
it might have
something-
gotten too cold already.
Yeah, maybe.
So I look over to Raz and I just say, "Hey, scout ahead."
No, I'm fine in here.
No, we can't afford to run into any more monsters ahead.
I said, no, I'm good in here.
Oh, you little son of a bitch. Get out, turn into a wolf, and find out if there are any more of those creatures for us to contend with. We can't afford to fight anymore.
Havabir is going. Wait, no. I'm sorry. Sakapuna is going to try to swat Havabir's hand away.
Okay, are you resisting that swat, Havabir, or do you accept the swat?
No, I'll let it happen, and then I turn to Sakapuno because I love Sakapuno, and I just say, "Talk to your son, Tell him
Your
that
son.
we do not need him warming up the slime blob, Icicle. We need him up ahead of us, letting us know if we're going to run into anything.
Sakapuno grunts and points to the pylon and say, "Let's just get to shelter."
Okay. And then do you say anything else, Oliver?
I roll my eyes. I throw the blanket back over the couple, and then when the bugbear's not looking, I take the flat of Terso's teeth and I just smack the goblin over the head as hard as I can.
The bugbear definitely looks away at the pylon because the bugbear wants to get there with that sack of ice goo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out to Raz that it might honestly be colder in this bag than it is outside. You're like making
probably
contact with ice.
Yeah, you're hugging
I'm,
ice.
I'm in a sleeping bag I'm okay.
Wow. All right. Okay, so you guys are dragging Raz and Lulu along. Fitz is making his way forward and kind of slowly starts to disappear from view, and then he stops and waits for you guys to catch up. And this continues for a little bit. He's kind of doing the best to scout as he can, and it's starting to get dark. It's been taking the better part of the day to make this journey and to do that battle, and it's now starting to become evening. And it's getting darker sooner than it normally would, just because the sky is already so overcast and this blizzard is relentless. It's not stopping. But you guys are able to faintly see the base of this rather large tower. And as you guys approach it, Fitz immediately runs up to it and starts looking around for panels or any other way to get inside. And then, sure enough, he finds a button just like he found on Torque. He's seen the schematics for these things, and he kind of knows a little bit about how to get inside them already. So he opens up a little door, and a flurry of snow comes shooting inside of the base of this tower, and he beckons all the rest of you guys to come inside. I assume you all follow.
Yeah, Sakapuna is going to help carry Goosack back into the building.
Okay.
You do.
And then I'm drawing the building as best I can.
Okay, well, while you're drawing the building, as we get in there, Sakapuna is going to peek into the bag and motion to Raz and say, I think you should turn back into the slime.
No, I need to save glitters.
And just as you say
glitters?
that, you hear from outside the bag, Raz, where are you?
I'm here.
She hears you in the bag, and she zooms up to the bag. She's like, "Why are you in there?"
I didn't want to walk.
She just kind of
Sakapuna hears
grumbles
him
a little
say,
bit.
I'm here, and I'm still looking in the bag, and I say, I know, get out and be goo.
And she said, and then so Glitters, hearing what Sakapunto just said, she says to you, Raz, she's like, "What does she mean, be goo? Was that? Are you telling me you're the goo? You're that pink goo?"
I look at was I the pink glue?
Okay, I'm going to now reach into the bag and try to take Raz out of the bag. Gently, kindly, just pick him up, take him out.
It's pretty easy because he's in his own bag, so you can kind of grab it like you're grabbing like a sack full of trash. You just kind of close the opening and you pull him.
You just called him a sack full of trash.
Potatoes or a sack of
yeah, a sack of potatoes. And you pull his bag out, and he's just inside. No, put me back in.
Let's stick with trash.
I'm gonna just hold him up, hold him up a little bit so he's off the ground if I can, and say, we need the goo. He burns. We need the burn goo.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sakapuno frowns and sets him down, and then looks to Havabir with a shrug.
And I'm not following. Why do we need the melty goo?
So I can't answer what Sakapuno's response would be to this until we look around the building.
Okay. So yeah, I don't understand why Sakapuna wants him to be the goo. Is it like, are we trying to melt our way into anything, or is it?
If I explain it, is that too much metagaming? Sakapuna's making the assumption that the goo is better than the goblin.
Okay, so
also
it's
the
not
goo is kind of his son in like a weird way because he feels responsible for it. I don't like it's.
Okay, but it's not for any practical reason. It's not for any personal
No, it is not practical. It's just Sakapuno's assumptions.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I don't need to know anything beyond that. was I not listening for a second? Is there like a door we need to melt into? So yeah, Javier shrugs too, because at this point he doesn't know whether it's Raz or Shenanigans, Goo or Goblin, and he's starting to care less and less.
All right, so we're in this building now. What's in it? What are we looking
So
at?
Fitz has already started up the stairs on the left. It's like one of those winding staircases, just like you guys saw before. So pretend these lines are like a staircase winding upwards. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
I'm gonna cast
go
Barnfire right underneath Lulu.
You're gonna burn my bedroll, man.
I'm gonna take the bedroll off and I'm gonna cast that spell right underneath.
Oh, thank you. That was kind.
Okay. So now that you guys are inside, you take the bedroll off, and she's kind of dripping. It's warmer in here, so she's already starting to defrost a tiny bit. But then, whoosh, this fire lights right underneath Lulu, and Lulu, your feet, quote unquote, defrost immediately, and singes the bottom of your snow pants, and all of a sudden your feet are free, but they're also burning. Like your feet are now malleable, like you can control them again, but they're also directly in fire.
I had something in mind if I totally defrosted, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd probably like dance off the fire. I assume my self-preservation would take over, so I would just get off the fire.
Yeah, so you can only control just your feet. You are a Simvolk, so you could turn those feet into anything you wanted. But yeah, you could like tiptoe out of the fire. But yeah, you'd be like, ah, ooh, ah, ah.
Yeah, like getting off of hot coals.
Okay, so you move about like a couple feet away, and now the heat is slowly defrosting you, and your arms get free, and the rest of you starts to. You're still kind of crunchy as you move around, but you're mostly able to control yourself now.
Once I defrost enough, I just suddenly start yelling,
Take that, you friggin'! What happened?
Sakapuno wants to crouch down next to Lulu. First of all, he's gonna roll up his bedroll, take it back, and then he's gonna crouch down next to Lulu and poke her, just make sure she's okay.
Next to Lulu?
Is she okay? Like, does she need help? Healing? Anything like that?
I mean, she looks okay. She's just like, when something like a slushy is starting to get melty, it's still kind of thick, but like she's just able to move around, with a little bit of effort. She can move around like normal, but it's not like ice crunching and ice crystals breaking as she's moving around.
Well, that's good. Sakapuno's gonna poke her.
Okay, so you poke her, and there's this little indentation that's like kind of cracks because it's still kind of cold.
I fell unconscious. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's like that was the one damage or something.
That's all if I had left.
Yeah. I mean, so would you say it was a forceful poke? If it worked?
It's the poke that you make like when you are checking to see if Jello is all the way done.
Okay.
I look at Sakapunto and I'm like,
Ow?
And I stand up, kind of like crunching sounds as I stand back up.
Sakapuno stands up too, and Lulu stands up.
So where are we?
And Fitz from the stairs impatiently yells back, "We're in the pylon! Let's go!"
Already? How'd we get here so fast?
I'm gonna follow them, but I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation. I'm gonna create a trinket. It's gonna be a spinner. I'm just gonna play with that while I follow
Like a fidget spinner?
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm gonna follow Fitz up the stairs, and I'm kind of even nudging him in the back. I'm getting impatient about all this.
Okay.
I'm going to follow up in the back after everybody else has started to head up.
All right. So
yeah, I'm gonna start heading up. But you guys have gotten the impression that like as far as I knew, I was fighting one moment and I'm here the next moment.
So do you still have all your scars that you kept?
No.
I think Lulu should have to roll for that and make sure that it didn't freeze in place as is.
No, it's fine. She's got control over her body now. All right, so you guys recall that it took, I think it took like 2 hours, didn't it, to get up the pylon at Torque? I think that sounds about right.
Like that.
I thought it took a lot longer, like 6 hours or something.
Well, I think we took a long rest.
Morning, and then we were there. It took up almost to the afternoon to get up there. Because
Well,
it was almost an entire up and then all
you
the way
guys
back
you
down.
guys took a rest at the bottom and the top, so I think you might be right because it was a long journey. I think you took a
Because
rest.
I think because if I'm remembering right, it was that these things were so tall that there was no possible way for us to even see the top of them when we were on the ground.
Yeah, that's right. So if you're at the base, you can't even see the top of them. It goes up too high. You guys could see it from when you were far away, but now that you're close and inside, like it goes, the spiral staircase goes up just indefinitely as far as you can tell. So yeah, so it'll probably take you most of the night to get up there. I think you guys did you guys already take a rest before you headed out of the base?
Yeah, we took a rest in the base.
You can only
So
take
how
one long rest every 24 hours. So you guys could take a short rest. Otherwise, you've got to wait until about morning to take another rest.
I'm just
And
gonna continue up.
yeah, I looked at everybody. I need a short rest.
Yeah, I could use a short rest too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or Sakapuno could, I should say.
Go ahead and take your short rest and spend the hit dice that you need to spend.
I'm gonna do 5 hit dice then.
Sakapuno meditates and uses wholeness of body to regain his hit points.
I'm gonna play the
Nice.
bagpipes for the whole entire party.
I healed 46 damage.
Nice.
Let me see.
Does that make you back to full?
One.
No, I have
D10.
82 out of 104.
Okay.
That's
Cool,
true.
I'm
you
good
guys
to go.
really haven't. And you spent your hit dice, so it's correctly marked on D&D Beyond?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. And so how long do you guys spend chilling and getting to feel better before you head up? Hour or 2
As
hours?
much as
Was it an hour is what the minimum is, right? Maybe we do like 2
Yeah.
hours?
Okay.
1 hour. We're in a hurry.
yeah.
Well, if Javier only could do 1 hour, then Sakapuno is going to follow up behind him.
Well, I mean, like, there's no point to do more than 1 hour.
No, but I mean, for the
Just
sake
for
of
narrative.
role play, yeah.
Yeah, we're also in a hurry. We got 14 days.
You're not in a hurry. You're all drippy and just got unfrozen.
I meant on the larger scale.
Irma's so drunk, I can tell.
I'm in a
you're
hurry.
not in a hurry. You just got it frozen.
Mirma, he's
What?
not in a hurry because he is thawing, but I'm in a hurry.
She?
Beer's always in a hurry.
Yes, I know. You gotta
Except,
get that gold.
except when he's calculating damage for his attacks.
Wait, did you hear what we did to you in the last podcast where you were here? We made you a Southern Mr. Krabs.
I know. Chevy still.
All we heard was Chevy
I s-
still.
I said, why does Chev still play me with a southern accent? Makes sense.
No,
all-
it was my suggestion. I said that you were Mr. Krabs with a Southern accent.
Hi.
All right. Are we gonna fast
That was
forward
nice.
time while you guys hike?
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
I like how we're arguing over 1 hour, by the way.
So we're gonna say it takes about 6 hours to get to the top. If I'm wrong about how long it took last time, then I'm sorry. So it's a long journey. Your guys' calves and legs are just burning by
If
the
we
time.
have 'em.
Yeah, if you have them. But thanks, Lulu. As you approach the top, you guys are all pretty exhausted. But you get up to the top, and again, just like last time, you see this huge ball of energy. I think I described it last time as like one of those Spencer's spheres with the
There wasn't.
huh.
There wasn't like a door in the way this time.
Oh, that's right. There was a hatch in the way, wasn't there? Yeah, that's right. So you guys get to the top, and there's one of those I forget how to describe it, but it's like, have you ever seen those seals where the metal kind of has like this curly shape to it, and all kind of coalesces in the center? If you've seen Stargate, it's like an iris.
I'll just take your word for it.
Okay.
Can I try? I want to try to blast it open using my hand bracelet thing again.
That's what you did last time, huh?
Well,
That's what
Oh no,
tried
I
it
think
last time, it didn't
Sakapunto
work.
punched through it.
yeah, last
Yeah, I
time we
tried
all
it.
punched our way through it.
Yeah, I tried it last time, but it didn't work. I want to try again.
Is it because of a bad roll? Is that why it didn't work?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and do your roll. What did we have you roll last time?
Performance for
Okay.
some reason.
Roll performance.
All right.
Yeah,
does
that
anyone
makes
help me
sense
with
based
this?
on the way the device works, which you don't know.
Does someone want to help me with this?
Oh, Sakapuno
also
definitely
gonna
helps
take-
you.
All
I'm
right.
also gonna take the hand device that I apparently have. I'm gonna try to help her.
There's no way. Well, What are you guys trying to do to help her?
Yeah.
Sakapuno is going to push into the area with his hand that she's punching in.
I'm not punching it. I'm like gonna shoot like a blast.
Oh,
I am taking my hand device and I'm going to copy everything that Lulu does.
Sakapuno is going to try to hold her steady.
Okay, so Raz, you put on the hand device and you hold it outward, just like Lulu is, and that's all Lulu's doing. But Lulu, did you roll your performance check already?
No, because I was waiting to see if I could get advantage from someone helping me.
No, I was waiting to see what people said they're doing to help you, and they have no clue how to help you with this blast. So
That's fair. All right, so performance.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
no.
you concentrate real hard, and you try to form this, and this little beam shoots out of the little crystal at the top of this hand device, and it just kind of fizzles out on the door on the little hatch.
Can
I also roll a performance?
Yeah. So you try to use your device, Raz, and where did you get this device from again?
I don't know, but it was in my inventory.
That's a nat 20.
I can't remember where you got that device from.
Oh, he picked it up when we were in the one area where we found Turok's emitter.
That's right. And have you used it before?
No, but I'm just going to copy everything that Lulu just did.
Okay, so you pick it up and you aim this device at the hatch, and you concentrate real hard and you tighten your face and you do everything like perfectly. You're just like super focused, but nothing happens.
Can I try again or no?
Well, Sakapuno is gonna just go up and punch it because that's what worked last time.
Yeah, I was
Punch
just
it
gonna
twice,
say
if I can.
you can try again, but I think someone else is gonna try something before you. All right, Go
Okay.
ahead and roll your attack roll.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you roll it again for me?
Sorry, not your attack roll. I want to know your damage. Let's see.
That's some serious damage.
I'm going to put my hand device away and go, what a useless thing.
All right, so you know what? I think what I'm gonna do for standing objects, I am gonna make you roll your attack roll and roll that against a DC. I feel that makes sense. Oh, perfect. Okay, so you go to punch this hatch, and as you punch it, it kind of pauses you for like a fraction of a second, but then your fist just goes thunk right through it as you put this hole right through the whatever alloy this doorway is made of.
Could I make an athletics check to tear my way into the door?
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
Could you do that for me?
Yes.
Can I cast hideous laughter on the door?
No, probably not.
The iris opens up, laughing hysterically. All right.
The iris is like ha 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 ha.
Yeah. So you try to pry this alloy away, and you're having a real hard time. You're able to pull it back like a couple millimeters, but not much. This alloy is really strong. You manage to punch through it, but trying to peel it back seems to be harder.
I'm going to take my hammer and I'm going to swing hard at it.
You take your hammer and do what?
Just swing at it. Just try to drive the hammer.
Okay, so I want you to roll the attack roll instead of your damage roll.
All right.
I'm going to hold it open as best I can while he makes that
13.
attack.
Yeah, so you take your hammer and you hammer the center of this iris thing and just collapses it right in. And because it's already weak from this hole in it, it just goes flying inside. This thing was in the ceiling, so it kind of goes flying upward and inside to this like cockpit-looking area of this pylon.
Oh, so it wasn't like a regular door that you just walked through. It's above us.
Yeah, it's above you. I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear, but the hatch has always been above you in both these pylons.
I imagine it's like a circle tower, and then the sphincter thing is like
yes.
the
sphincter. That's a perfect description for those
That's what
who
it
have seen
looks like.
Stargate. Yeah, it's like a metal alloy sphincter.
Can that be Fritz's official last name?
Fitz sphincter.
sphincter.
Wow. All right. So this hatch goes flying off, and you guys are able to see up inside. You can see this center little podium-looking thing coming out right above where you guys go inside. And I'll post it on this little pedestal-looking thing is like what I was describing before, one of those little Spencer's-looking orbs with these tendrils of energy coming out, and they're hitting the surface. And then there's you guys can feel like a weird vibration of energy kind of emanating out from that and outward to you're in a glass sphere. It's almost like you're in like a gumball machine at the top here, and the energy tendrils kind of periodically leash out from this center sphere out to the outer wall of the sphere you guys are in, and then this energy kind of coalesces at the top of the sphere and emanates up into the atmosphere as like a sort of energetic fog.
Sakapuno is going to clap Havavir on his shoulder and say, "It's time. Break the sphere," since he's the one that did it last time.
Okay.
Oh, I want to give it a try.
And I'm going to turn to him and I'm going to say gladly.
Okay.
So
Go ahead. And
do
I
have
want
to roll for that?
Yeah, roll. What I'm going to do it as inanimate objects. I think I've decided just as a rule for me when I'm DMing, I want you to do the attack rolls because then I can compare that against a difficulty check, and it's super easy to know whether you succeed or not.
Okay.
The damage
go.
roll doesn't make much sense unless unless I give it a health pool.
Gotcha. Okay, here we go.
Plus-
14 plus 8.
Plus 8. Okay, yeah. So you take your maul and you shatter this sphere, just poof, and this energy kind of fizzles out. You see like this line of light that was kind of spiraling up this podium to meet the sphere. It kind of dies and then slowly goes back down this this pedestal, and it loses power, and you guys all feel the vibration in the air and the hum kind of die down, and it's just like. And then you see that the blizzard around you, because you guys are up top and you're able to see, the blizzard is still raging up here, but it's not so bad. You're able to see the sky more clearly. It's nighttime, so you can see the stars and you can see the moon, Omar, up in the sky above you guys. But then down below you see this raging blizzard. And then slowly but surely this blizzard just kind of starts to vanish outward out from this tower.
I look over to Sakapuno. Did I do that right?
I go to high five Havavir.
And yeah, I made her with it.
All right, so now that the stuff has started to clear around us, how far out can we see?
So now that the blizzard is dying down, you're able to see this vast snowy landscape. There's still quite a few clouds in the sky, although it doesn't look so overcast. You're above a lot of the clouds, but the clouds, they exist at varying levels, and there's some that are a little bit higher than you. You're definitely just up in the clouds where you guys are at. But the weather is clearing, the atmosphere is clearing, so that colorful vortex of energy that was kind of in the upper atmosphere that you guys are used to seeing on Toril just slowly dissipates and fades away. And then you can see down on the ground just nothing but a vast Arctic landscape. It's way too far away for you to be able to see like you could probably the shack is down there somewhere, but like it would be like so small that you couldn't really find it.
All right. While all this is happening, I'm a little disappointed that I'm not able to do like the really cool blasty thing with the hand bracelet anymore. So I'm just looking at my hand bracelet, holding up at my face, like, why is this working? I'm gonna roll to accidentally misfire into my face.
What? Okay.
Basically, imagine like a gun jams, and you're like, "Why didn't it work?" And you're looking down the barrel, and you accidentally might misfire into your face.
I love that you're the one deciding to make that roll. Okay, that's fine. Do I accidentally shoot myself in the face? Let's find out.
Like she isn't trying to. It just
no,
accidentally
but you're
might
trying to, Bunsen.
Yes, because I think that's what Lulu would do.
Okay.
She's like, why can't they do the shooty thing?
All right, go ahead and what should we do? Dexterity check, plain old dexterity.
Oh,
I think
I'm
it
not
makes
gonna
sense
roll
for
performance.
this.
I'm not gonna roll performance. See if I even fire.
You're not trying to fire it like deliberately, right?
I think what he's saying is if it was a gun, he's looking at the barrel and he's pulling the trigger.
Are you pulling the trigger?
Yeah, I do have low
You're
intelligence.
shooting yourself in the face.
Well, like I'm like trying again, like whatever that force or like whatever I'm trying to do to it to get it to fire. I'm like trying that again, like okay, why isn't it working?
I think you should shoot yourself in the face too. As a player, I think it's a great idea. I mean your character should shoot himself in the face as a player. That's what I think.
All right, so can I roll performance see if I even fire it?
Sure. Go ahead.
All right, 11.
All right. So you're looking at you turn this hand device around. It's like this cool a bracelet looking thing that's kind of regal looking, and you're looking it over, and then you start to concentrate really hard while looking at it, and this like little laser blasts a hole right through your face, doing 15 damage and just like melting a hole through your face.
Ouch.
And you guys all watch as Lulu's entire head just turns into a slime donut.
Can I have Sakapuna walk over and use his hands to try to squish her face back into a ball shape?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Sure.
Sakapuno is so nice.
Sakapuno, even though he started out hating everybody, has really liked to learn to love his friends.
He's the team dad.
Well, he never had any friends before.
He's like the nurse you would never bump into.
All right.
He's basically team dad.
So what are you? You're trying to squeeze her head back into a ball?
Yeah, I mean, just a general ball shape. Sakapuna is no artist, so it ain't gonna look like a face, but just kind of like, oh, let me fix that for you.
I think that sounds more like a performance check then, right? You're like messing with a ball of slime clay.
Yeah, probably.
I would say it doesn't really matter because I would just reform my face after wearing off from the shock of what happened.
Okay, so before you can even start to really form anything out of your clay, quote unquote, it reforms back into a Lulu face.
And then I just say,
Ow.
I'm just left there awkwardly holding her face, and it's like, hi.
wait. Question.
Uh-huh.
So El Sacapunto is just holding my face.
Yes.
Can I ask him to roll a straight charisma check?
Oh boy.
Oh, wait, maybe these two might end up kissing.
Oh,
That's
no.
what I'm checking to see if that's what
You
I
want you want your slime girl to kiss this big old fuzzy bugbear?
No, I want you to roll to see if I mistake that for what's happening.
This is getting weird.
Does that sound all right with you, Chev?
I want you to roll an insight check. I think that makes more sense.
Okay. Natural 20.
All right, so you are clearly able to determine that she was trying to help you out from you blowing your face off. So
Right.
for once, you are not so dumb as to think that she's trying to kiss you, but she's trying to help you.
Big, strong man.
Or excuse me, my bad. He is trying to help you, and you kind of back away so that he takes his hands off of your face. Sorry, I do that all the time.
Really awkward.
It's really hard to get those pronouns right. My bad.
It really is, because I mean, you never you marry me.
How much have you had?
I have a bit of a stuttering problem. I don't know if you guys knew it, but I have a stutter. When I'm sober, it's not a big deal, but when I'm drunk, I really have a hard
it's
time.
okay. I can hardly talk when I'm sober. Don't worry. My name's weird to pronounce.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that Mirama has a harder time talking than you do when you're drinking.
You should have heard me try to say Dungeons and Dragons when I was thinking about trying to do the credits. It didn't work out good.
And I always want to call you Miriam because I've never met anyone called Mirama.
It's a Russian name.
Gotcha.
I'm not Russian at all, but I got it from a Russian thing.
Whatever. Just kidding. I believe you're not Russian.
Whatever.
You're not a Russian spy?
I don't know. You have to roll for perception.
She ran out of things to observe at Trump Tower, and so now she's just here playing D&D.
I'm actually a spy bot. I feel like we're getting way off tangent.
Yeah, we are.
Sakapuno was holding Lulu's face, and now he is let go because shit got weird. There we go.
Yeah. So essentially, for the record, if I rolled low on the insight check, I wasn't about to kiss the character. I was about to get away. No, thank you.
So are we gonna start shipping Lulu and Sakapuno? Because that's gonna be real weird. It's like furry porn.
Let's not. we'll tease it in the trailer, but it won't actually happen.
It's like clickbait.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
what if you two characters get really, really drunk one night?
What if our two players? Oh well, he wouldn't drink.
What
I
if-
always drink.
What if we just sat in the top of this tower for 13 more days?
Yeah,
Okay.
Shit.
we should
Let's
probably
just fast forward time.
somebody else do something because I've already done a bunch of stuff.
Okay, we crashed through the door. Has Fitz done anything?
What happened to Fitz's token? That's what I want to know.
He's right up here.
It's right
Below.
there.
Have a beer.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's right here.
All right. I lost it for a sec. Okay, so yeah, so Fitz is like, well, it seems like we deactivated another pylon. Well,
Yeah, did he
I guess
not
one
react?
pylon this time.
Yeah, did he not react to me blowing my face off?
No, he's so remember he's a tech bug. Like he's just up here like going over all the control panels and looking around everything. He knows about the pylons, but he doesn't exactly know what they're doing.
Alright.
Well, I looked at Fitz and I'm like, what is our mission? We've disabled one pylon. There's lots of them out there. What are we trying to do? Was it even the correct decision to disable this pylon?
Well, from what we read on those monitors, this was the only pylon we know of here on Toral. If there's another one, we've yet to find it.
I understand that. How many pylons are there?
I don't know.
What are we trying to accomplish? What
Apparently
if we
Toral
destroy
has at least
all the
one,
pylons,
And Torque had
what
at least
happens?
10.
Shit. If we destroy all the pylons, what happens?
How am I supposed to know?
Why are
Wait,
we
what if we
destroying
do?
pylons in the first place?
I don't know. What else are we going to do?
I don't know. Why did you drag us here? What are we?
Why you dragged me here? Lulu came to tan the station and told me to come help. Get off my back.
I'm gonna interrupt this
I'm
argument
going
and
to stab your back.
I'm gonna interrupt
He
this
grumbles to
argument.
himself, stupid fucking Triton.
I want to interrupt the argument and just go up to Fitz and show him the hand bracelet thing after, like, can I say that, like, my face is still, like obviously it's not singed because it's not skin, but, like, there's a little smoke coming off my face a little bit.
So there's like there's definitely a singe the air around the hand bracelet and your face. So there's kind of like a steam coming off of both devices as you approach. And your hand bracelet is super warm.
Yeah, I'm gonna show Fitz the hand bracelet and ask.
So how come this isn't always firing when I want it to? Can you help me with this?
Firing? I thought that just
Yeah.
activated the transport rings.
Yeah, I also shoot a cool laser beam thing.
Interesting. I don't know. All I know is that the higher ups of Black Spider's minions wear those things everywhere.
Oh,
I hope nobody thinks I work for Black Spider now.
Because that wasn't clear last time.
We already had this conversation. Zerok
Yeah, it got
accused
cut-
you.
Yeah, it got cut short by the session ending.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna walk up to Fritz and go, What is this? Some kind of kitchen?
You're walking up to you. Oh, you said you walked up to Fitz?
Yeah.
I thought you said you walked up to the fridge, so I'm like waiting to see what else you were gonna say.
I just walked up to Fritz and I go, What is this? Some kind of kitchen?
That's why I thought you said fridge. A kitchen? Why would you think this is a kitchen?
What else could it be?
And so he just kind of ignores you. He just goes back to looking over all the tech around.
Can I ask? I want to ask Fitz.
so do you know anything else I might be able to do with this cool thingy?
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out as we go, I guess. I don't know what they wear them for. I just know that they tap that crystal when they want to activate those transport rings.
Okay, metagame time. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Sakakuno wouldn't know to do this, but somebody's got to know to go back and see what the fuck is happening to that moon now, right? Now that we've blown up a thing.
It'd be Furlough.
Oh, but Furlow's not here. Damn it.
Okay, well, if you all agree that you think that's what Furlough would do, then we'll say Furlough, while you guys have been talking, he's been walking around the sphere at the top here and looking over everything, and he looks up and he notices that the energy in the atmosphere that is no longer like coalescing, and the energy around Omar is still being drawn. You can clearly see like the translucent like rainbow energy being drawn off of Omar, and it's being drawn just like kind of out into space a little bit. And he just remarks and he says, "Have any of you guys noticed that the energy here has all cleaned up, but there's still energy coming from that moon, from Omar?"
Sakakuno looks up.
So you guys are in a big sphere. It's got one opaque thing on the top, think like a gumball machine. There's like a part of it at the very top that's resting on the top of the glass sphere. But around that, you can pretty much see the entire sky, and the sky's clearing up quite a bit. And you guys can all clearly see that the moon is surrounded by colorful energy still, and it's kind of being drawn off of it.
I look over to Fitz and I say, how do we fix that?
And Fitz is like, fix what?
Meanwhile, I'm just like playing around with my hand bracelet, like making cool poses, tapping on the gem, doing anything I can to try to figure out if I can do any more cool stuff with this.
I looked at Fitz and I grab him and I'm pissed. Like I've had enough of this. And so I grab him and I pin him to the wall and I stick an edge of Terso's teeth to his throat.
Oh shit.
And I say, last time we were here, I destroyed a pylon. Everything blew up. A planet blew up, and we ended up right back where we started.
We didn't cause the explosion. I don't know what caused the explosion, but it wasn't us.
Sakapuna's gonna come over, seeing him try to threaten Fitz, and just put a hand on Hamagu's shoulder, but not try to stop him.
Okay.
I look back to Sakapuna with the most loving of glances.
Oh no, shit's getting weird. Don't do that.
We're talking non-sexual. Just you're my friend. I'm your friend. I respect you so much. And while I'm giving him this glance, I start pushing the blade of Terso's teeth further into Fitz's neck.
What? The fuck was that?
Is he a telephone? Is Fitz a telephone guy?
Why did I hear a boner sound followed by a...
What was
I just googled for porn music. It's the first thing that came up.
Oh, mother... So I look back to Fitz, I give her a sweet glance. I start pushing Terso's teeth further into Fitz's neck, and then I look back to him, and I said, how do we stop disaster from occurring?
And so Fitz is trying to talk with this blade pressed against his neck. He's just like, we gotta make sure that Tanith stays stable. We gotta increase the stability field.
How do we do that?
I don't know.
Shaking his head and saying, "This isn't the way."
I look to him and I say, at least he's being honest and open. You're being very forthcoming, aren't you, Fitz? And I press the blade even harder.
Yes, okay. Put me down,
Now,
please.
I set him down and I withdraw the blade and I said, how do we stop disaster? What do we need to do?
I don't know. I'm hoping that we can find out more on Tanith Station if we go back, but I have no idea.
How do we get back to Tanith Station from here?
The way we came.
And at that time, I accidentally fired the laser again up at the ceiling.
Okay, roll a performance check.
All right.
Okay. All right, so it hits the ceiling.
You.
Kind of leaves a tiny little singe, but it just, the little energy beam just kind of evaporates, fizzles
I
out.
pull a dagger from my belt, and knowing it's not going to hurt Lulu very much, I just huck it at her.
Okay, roll an athletics check. Okay,
7 plus 8, so 15.
Okay, so you throw this dagger and it just kind of goes right through your face and then sticks in the wall behind you, back this way.
And I yell at her, "That's very distracting. Can you stop?"
I hold up my two hands like I'm at gunpoint.
So I sense that Avampir is just having a bad time, and I figure I should help him lighten his mood, so I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter on him.
Oh my god. Alright, what is it, a saving throw?
Yeah, that is a saving throw of Wisdom 14.
Wisdom 14. Oh, shit.
14.
Wisdom is one of my weakest categories. Let's see. All right.
I'm rolling it for you.
Be nice, D20. Oh, you're rolling it for me?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
straight from
shit.
your sheet. Alright, so you fail.
So I start laughing.
I want you to roleplay it. Hysterical, maniacal laughter.
Sakapuno slowly takes his hand off of Hamadu's shoulder because shit got weird.
Yeah, Fitz also backs away, and he's kind of like.
I still have my hands up in the air like I'm at gunpoint, and I accidentally fire it again.
Performance check. All right. So this time you blast a hole right in the glass enclosure that you guys are in, and suddenly you guys feel as all the air starts sucking out of this enclosure because of the pressure differential.
Oh shit!
It starts. It evens out after a minute, but the air definitely feels thinner now.
Sorry.
You guys are having a little bit of problem breathing. Not too bad, but it's kind of like the air is thinner. You guys are all feeling a tiny bit lightheaded.
Is it like a high atmosphere kind of thing? Like, I mean, we're super tall up, right?
Yeah, that's why the air's thin.
All right, Sakapuno is going to start trying to make his way down the stairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow, avoiding eye contact because I caused it.
I'm gonna signal to Fitz to follow it. Follow me. Them as they're heading downstairs.
So as you guys start heading downstairs,
in a position to start following everybody, or am I still paralyzed with laughter?
It lasts for a minute. So has a minute passed?
I don't know. How long was I laughing?
For a minute. That's what I just said.
You said it took
No,
a minute
no.
for the air to stabilize.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm saying how long? Like you heard me role playing the laughter. How long was that?
For 1 minute.
Oh gosh.
He's saying, is it over or not? Is what he's asking.
Yeah, well, that's what I was asking. And,
Hold on, are you literally asking, like, for timing of how long your laughter went on as you were
Yes,
role-playing
I'm
it?
asking. Can anybody round? You heard me role play about approximately how long you think that took.
It was approximately 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. It's been 30 seconds since then, easily. So the laughter's over. I can walk down. That's what I was trying to find out.
But you're measuring by real time, because time doesn't necessarily pass in the game the same as in the real world.
I know. So I was looking for a DM judgment.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm going more off of what Lulu said, whereas it took a minute for the air to even out with the atmosphere. And so by the time that all finished and everyone waited to see what was about to happen, then you were done laughing.
Okay.
Yeah, mine was just as an editor with a really good sense of timing.
Okay.
I'm just avoiding eye contact with everyone because, like, I don't want to be glared at for doing the air thing.
Okay, so are you guys are making your way back down the tower?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so it is. Let's see. It's about morning on the 5th day now. You guys could rest before you go down. Or are you going to go down anyway?
I want to go down
Look
first.
at everybody. Okay. Yeah, let's go down the hallway.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Sakapuno's just heading down.
I'm
Okay.
gonna follow Sakapuno.
If we are to do a long rest, you should probably do it without the thin air.
Okay, so you guys all make your way down. Takes probably a little bit less, because since you're going down, probably about 5 hours. You shave an hour off. You guys make it to the bottom, and then you guys are going to take a long rest.
Yes, and I wouldn't mind a break during the long rest if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. We can take a break here. We'll meet back here around 11:05. And we're back. So you guys,
Start with a long rest.
well, you guys had to make your way 6 hours down the tower, or 5 hours down the tower, right? We already did that.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
when we get to the bottom, I think we should do a long rest.
Okay, so 8 hours of sleep at the bottom. All right, so you guys make it to the bottom about 6 hours. So this is through a good chunk of day 5. Then you guys sleep, and you wake up super early in the morning, like 3 a.m. And so you guys all feel super rested.
All right. Cool.
I've
Nice.
meditated. Sakapuno has meditated.
Nice. So at this point, I'm looking to Fitz because I have no idea what's going on. All I know is that it's an egregious interruption to my cash flow. So I grab Fitz first thing in the morning and I say, "Okay, what next?"
Thanks, Mr. Krabs.
All right, and so you wake up and you shake Fix awake because he's not awake yet.
Yeah, I shake Fitz awake and I say, "Okay, rise and shine. Let's go. Where are we going next?"
Okay, so he wakes up and he just says, "Well, we've got to make our way back to Tanith, so put on your snow clothes."
I don't think I ever took mine off.
Oh, okay.
This
So
still
he
snowing?
says, "Let's go back out into the blizzard then."
Is it a blizzard still, or is it like
He
just
never
calm
looked
after-
out the window, so as far as he knows, the things are the same outside.
Okay, well, all right. I suit up.
So you guys, I assume, do you open the door, or do you let Fitz open the door?
Yes. Somebody
yeah,
opens it. No, wait,
are there-
Sakakuno wants to open the door.
Okay.
And are there any lockers or cases or chests around? I didn't think there were because it's such a purpose-built building, but I didn't even check.
Yeah, no, there's been nothing. It's like this whole thing is made of some sort of weird tan copper alloy, and it's like almost a super sterile environment inside. There's like nothing. It's just empty all the way up the staircase.
Okay, so yeah, knowing that, I'm just not even in the mood to search. I start following and almost pushing Fitz by the shoulder blades, like, "Let's go!"
Okay, so Sakapunto, you open the door, and you're expecting this, at least for this cold chill to hit you, but instead you find a pretty nice day outside. It's super early in the morning, so there's no sun out yet, but the whole landscape is lit by the stars and the moon, and you can see the blizzard is just dead. So now all the snow on the ground
Does it still feel pretty cold?
Yeah, it's still pretty cold. But those of you with cold resistance would probably be fine without your suit.
Just because I'm gonna take out a torch and I'm gonna hold it up and ask,
Someone light this for me?
I'm gonna cast Precipitation and light it for her.
Okay.
Snap on my fingers.
All right. Your torch is lit.
I'm gonna go, glitters.
You said glitters?
Yeah, I'm calling out the glitters.
Oh, so are you expecting her to respond?
Yeah.
Okay.
See if she's here.
All right. Yeah. So she immediately and she gets up and then she flutters her little wings and gets up into the air and she's like, "Good morning."
I'm gonna say, watch what happens when I do this. I don't know what's gonna happen. And I'm gonna cast Wild Shape into a wolf, and then I'm just gonna quickly turn it back into my normal self after I turn into a wolf. See what happens.
Let's see.
Can we all see this happening?
Yeah. So he turns into a wolf.
Yeah.
And
We can't see him talking to the fairy, but we can see him turning himself.
So he turns into a wolf, and then you watch as he tries to turn back into a goblin, and the wolf gets this pink sheen over it, and slowly turns into a slime-looking critter, and then it turns back into Shenanigans. And Shenanigans, you don't remember. You have no idea how you got where you are now. The last thing you remember is fighting the yetis, and you were about to attack them.
Sakapuno throws his hands in the air and yells, "Son!"
Where are we?
And I look to him and say, "Go to your father."
Is glitters around to interact with me, or?
Oh, because you turned back into Shenanigans? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Good call. Sorry, I was distracted. She immediately watches as all this happens, and Glitters is just like, "What? No, Raz! No!" And then she sees this pink slime form, and she's like, "Oh, you are the pink slime!" And she just kind of looks at you, surprised Pikachu face, like doesn't know what to make of you.
I remember her from before, don't I?
So you remember her. So Raz knows her from being a child. Glitters only knows her because she showed up claiming you stole Raz away. And so that's all you know of her as Shenanigans.
I'm gonna look at her and go, did you find Raz?
You are Raz!
I don't remember it being Raz.
Well, you are. I watched it happen.
As the slime boy is talking to himself, Sakapuno is going to walk over to him and carefully pick him up. And I know that's going to do the toxic burn thing, but Sakapuno he's there.
Sakapuno's tough as shit too. I don't know if he
Sakapuno's
even
covered in fur
paid.
also.
Okay, so you scoop him up into your arms?
Pick him up like you pick a little kid up by the armpits.
Oh yeah, okay. And so you're just holding him out in front of you?
Yes, and smiling.
Okay, you smile this big bugbear grin. And your hands are just, but you just smile harder, kind of to hide
it hurts,
the grimace.
But I'm gonna hold on to him for a second and see what he does.
I go, oh, hiya, El Sankaputo.
And Sakaputo says, "Hello, shenanigans. I was waiting for you. Let's go on." And then sets him down.
All right, you put him down. As your hands are like super, like if you just kept them in hot water for too long, like under the sink, they're just like all red and burning.
And I shake my hands like how you shake when you touch a hot pan.
Okay. All right, so you shake your hands off, like
I look at Haverbeer and I go, is it me or is Haverbeer more cranky than he was before?
And do I hear that? Am I within earshot?
Yeah, you are. You're like right next to him.
I look to him and I say, "No, I'm not cranky at all. In fact, I'm delighted. I'm slowly going broke. We have to prevent some sort of explosion. And we're stuck here at the bottom of some fucking stairs doing jack shit."
Oh, good. I thought you was upset or something.
Oh my god.
Nope, not upset at all. Now get your stupid fucking ass outside and let's start moving towards our goal.
The door. I opened the door, so the door's wide open, and I went outside already. So I'm just gonna motion to everybody with like one of those big like "come on" kind of arms and start walking outside.
I follow her immediately. Like, I'm just chomping at the bit. Like I'm grabbing Fitz by the collar and throwing him forward whenever he drags. Like let's go.
I'm a man.
Yeah, I forget, dude. Because in real life, you're a lady. You sound like a lady. It's very difficult to remember that you're not.
This is so much fun. I love this.
You think she's actually offended, but she's really just trolling you, PJ.
I'm sorry, sweetie. I'll stop. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you don't need to stop. I can take it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I like it.
Oh,
Bring
wow.
out that whip.
God.
We're still recording, right? I won't do anything. I'm gonna be nice.
Yep, we're still recording. We sure are.
I'm not going there again. I learned my lesson last time.
All right, so you make your way out into the snowy landscape. Still super dark outside as far as the sun's concerned, but you have quite a bit of light from the stars, and Omar is barely about to disappear over the horizon, but it's bouncing some light onto the landscape here still. You guys make your way out, and you can probably do that trek in half the time that it took you guys the first time, or less.
Great. Let's haul ass.
Okay, are we just gonna jump through time again as you guys go, or do you stop to do anything in particular on the way? You are gonna pass the corpses,
Is there
you guys.
anything interesting?
I am gonna attempt to ride Fritz as a horse.
You turn into.
No, you're my son. Aren't you?
I'm not gonna
try
turn
jump
into a
my
horse.
Shoulders.
I'm gonna try to jump on Fritz's shoulder and ride him.
Fritz, he's
Okay.
tiny. How do you mistake him for a horse?
All right, so you go to jump on to the back of Fitz from behind him. Go ahead and roll an acrobatics check for me.
I like
I'm gonna
in the
plot-
meantime.
I'm gonna pluck him off. I want to roll an acrobatics check as well.
Okay, so you're gonna pluck Shenanigans off of Fitz.
Yes, and I'm gonna toss him.
Put him on my shoulder. No,
Into-
put him on Sakapuna's shoulders.
I'm gonna toss him into Sakapuno's waiting arms.
Sakapuna's holding his arms out like he's gonna catch him.
Yep. Okay, here we go. So 10 plus 8, I think. Let me double check my. And is this an athletics check?
Yeah, no, it's acrobatic. Well, you're plucking him off. Yeah, acrobatics.
Acrobatics, or I mean, it doesn't sound very acrobatic, but okay. 10 plus 6.
Okay, and then what was your roll, Shenanigans?
Oh, do I throw against him? Or
Oh, sorry, no. You easily make a vault onto. So yours was 16, right? Have a beer.
Yeah, I was 16. He was 18. So does he have to? He jumped onto Fitz's shoulders, but does he have to roll against me to prevent me from plucking him off of its shoulders and tossing
Yeah,
it
so I was
out
just
of
about to have you roll like it's almost like you're defending a grapple, I guess. So you can roll acrobatics or athletics against PJ's roll.
Can I roll a perception to see if I know what he's going to do?
Oh, well, I just assumed you could see him coming. Are you coming from behind him?
Yeah, I'm seeing if he's what he's going to do with me when he's catch me or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm coming from behind him. I grab him by the collar with one hand and by the
Okay.
waistband with the other.
All right, so let's just go ahead and do a stealth check, PJ.
Stealth check?
Yeah.
Okay. Shit, I'll bet the D20 will betray me on this roll. Let's see. 1, 3, go. Fuck! I knew it!
That one.
All right, so you come from behind Shenanigans and try to pluck him.
Stealth is +2, so it's a 3 total.
Yeah, well, it's a critical
Not
fail.
one is automatic failure. I'm sorry.
Okay. Fuck!
So you're gonna try to sneak up behind him, and you find out that you're not paying attention to what you're doing, and you trip over a little outcropping on this like ice sheath in front of you as you're trying to. You should have would have stepped over it, but you didn't pay attention. You face plant in the snow, and Shenanigans turns and sees you lift your head up with a face full of snow, and he starts laughing.
Okay, I'm gonna roll again. I'm gonna try and toss him again. Is that okay?
So I'm gonna roll I want to roll a perception and see if I know what he's gonna do with me when he catches me.
What he's gonna do with me when he catches me? This half hour is not going well.
No, it's not. I knew I'd roll a 1 on a stealth. Why do I?
This is all happening so fast, Rainbow. It's not like you can pause and freeze time and be like, I wonder what's going to happen. Like, it's all it's like super fast. He gets up, he comes over, and he's trying to grab you, but you can see him coming now because of his
Okay, my
awful
athletic
stealth.
check is 16 plus, let's see, athletics is +8.
What am I rolling?
Okay, so you need to roll athletics or acrobatics to try and resist. Either it's your choice. Which one?
So, yeah, I got a total of 24.
PJ, I'm a little drunk, but you better not be trying to get one over on DM. I'm gonna kick your ass.
No, I'm not. I was just, like,
I'll
impatient
fucking
about it.
fight
Okay, so I grab him. If that's not a save, I grab him and I toss him into a sucker.
Okay, and what was your 21? And yours was plus what?
+8.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you grab Shenanigans. Shenanigans is reaching up to try and grab you. Hey, get off me! And where'd you throw him? Back to Sakapuno?
Yeah,
Back to Sakapuno, because I don't want him fucking with Fitz. He can mess with anybody who he wants other than Fitz. But I need Fitz to lead the way.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so you easily toss him back over onto Fitz. Or excuse me, onto Sakapunto. My bad. Maybe I'm
think
starting to
somebody
feel
might
my
be a little
alcohol a little bit.
Somebody sounds a little distracted.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I am starting to lose my focus a little bit.
Alright, well, Sakapuno catches him, I think. Do I have to roll for that?
No. So Hava Beer already rolled a pretty good athletics check, so he's just like just hucks him right onto the back of your shoulders, and he's just like, "Oh hey!" Like as he.
All right. Can we keep going now?
And I'm gonna give Fitz another slap to the back of the head, like, keep going. Where are we going?
Okay,
Damn,
so
is he like your prisoner? Jesus.
you guys are getting
Well,
close to your
I'm
destination.
kind of pissed with all this. Like, I'm sick to death of like not doing anything for money because I don't give a shit about saving the world, but I know I kind of have to do it, so I'm just like grumpy about
So
it.
as you guys
You
are
just got a bunch of money from the show.
I
That
don't.
show was great. I can't wait to try to edit that.
Alright, so as you guys are you're getting really close to kind of the direction where you came from, you guys suddenly hear a voice echoing across the landscape. You just hear, "Over here!"
Do I recognize the voice?
Roll a perception check.
And can we immediately tell where it's coming from?
Yeah, it's definitely coming from in front of you guys.
Do I hear the voice?
No, you don't recognize the voice, Lulu.
Do I hear it? Can I hear it?
I was answering Lulu's thing. And yes, you hear it. I just said you heard
Okay.
it.
I'm sorry.
I will fight you. Stop
What'd you say
interrupting.
about my perception attempt?
I said you can't tell who it is.
Okay.
So, but you guys can hear from the direction you guys are going. Over here, guys, over here.
So
I'm gonna look to Fitz and I'm gonna say, "Is this important?"
How should
Can we
I
all
know?
just-
Why do you think I know everything?
Can we all just start running?
You can start
Where's the
running,
sound?
sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you start running.
I grab Fitz by the collar and lift him off the ground, and I start running after Suckup.
Jesus.
Wow.
Pretty thought.
Okay. All right, so you grab Fitz by the collar. Hey, put me down, stupid Triton! And then you start running, and he says, as he's being tossed around while you're holding him. All right, so you start running after Sakapunto. As you get closer, Sakapunto, you clearly hear the voice of Furlough yelling, "Over here, guys!"
Oh, we're
did he hear?
backtracking? Son of a bitch.
So can I shoot where I think the sound's coming from with a bow and
Are
arrow?
you serious? I
Oh,
can't wait
God.
to see how this turns out.
I mean, you can, but are you just doing it just because I just told you it was Furlough?
Oh, no, I didn't hear that. I had to do something.
Can he shoot
Oh.
from Sakapuno's back?
Oh yeah, he saw my shoulders, Amy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
So
see why
you're
not.
like- well, his head's Sakapuno's head's gonna be in the way. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
have
but-
you ever ridden? When's the last time you rode somebody?
Wait.
that.
You got a kid. Have you ever put one of your kids on your shoulders? Like they're not like completely fucking obfuscated by your head.
No, but unless they have, no, but
You-
unless they have
you
strong
better not
abs,
edit
they
that
have to
out.
unless they have strong abs, they have to hang on their head.
As long as I don't talk about dick, I don't have to edit it out. It's fine.
So I'm just gonna.
How
Like
strong?
I knew it was, and that never happened. I never asked if I was gonna shoot him, if I could shoot him, because I didn't know it was Furlough. I didn't.
That's
Heads off a minute.
that's fucking okay.
Okay. Well, you're close enough that you can all hear that it's Furlough's voice yelling across the snow.
The Sakaputo is gonna continue running, and I'm gonna hold Shenanigans' acidic little legs.
And Halvabeer is going to keep on, and he's still got Fitz by the collar.
Okay. So you guys get closer, and you recognize that you're in the area that you're supposed to be. You're by the shack, and you see Furlough waiting out front of the shack. And he's like, "Finally, what took you guys so long?
What is it, dickhead?
I was just waiting for you. I was just letting you know where the shack was, in case you got lost."
I give
Okay.
Furlough a hearty slap on the back, and I say, "We've done it. We've defeated the pylon."
So Fitz is being held by the collar still. He's like, "Will you put me down?" And
I toss him. I toss him over to Furlough, and when he lands in the face first in the snow, I
okay,
explain what we have to do to Furlough.
he lands in the snow, and he turns back, and he just gives you the most rotten glare ever. And then he's like, "Are we just gonna ignore the fact that Furlough got here way ahead of us somehow?"
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
What do you mean?
And Furlough's like, "Well, I didn't see you guys leave, and so I just stayed exploring a little bit longer, and there was a set of rings inside there, and but you guys were already gone, so I figured I'd just wait for you."
I look to Fitz and I say, "Does that make sense to you?"
Fitz, he's just like he's like, I didn't think to look for a set of rings." He kind of rubs some sweat off of his forehead.
Is this the same building that we came to this area in?
Yeah, this is the little
Are we
shack
near
you guys
that?
started out in.
Can I I'm gonna approach Fitz on the ground. I kind of like pick him up off the ground, or like pick him up like if he's still like laying down or sitting down there.
Oh no, he righted himself and glared at Havabeer.
Yeah.
Such an asshole.
At first, I'm gonna say,
Sorry about that, but let's check the computer thingy in the corner here.
So before I move, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Fitz.
He didn't take any damage.
Well, he's been harassed by Everbeard.
It only hurt his feelings,
Yeah,
not his flesh.
It
It's
hurt
okay.
his pride. But yeah, he got thrown into the snow.
What am I, the bad guy?
Yeah, but
You
before
can't
that, didn't
cure
he
like
press-
pride.
Well, you are
didn't
still
he
the
press
bad
his,
guy.
like,
But
knife into him?
no, well, you like threatened him and pressed it up against his throat, but he never actually cut him.
Oh, I thought he cut him the way he sounded.
No.
Hold on, I got a question for PJ. What is Haverbeer's alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, we're fine.
Yep. I kind of just fly by the seat of my pants, which is difficult, but also very satisfying.
Fitz moves past Furlough and immediately just goes into the open door now. It's not being held open by Mega Winds or anything. Disappears inside because he gets impatient waiting for you guys.
Yeah,
So I looked at Furlough and I say, lead the way.
what I was trying to say earlier was I was kind of saying to Fitz hey, let's go check the thing in the corner.
Yeah,
that
I heard
was talking about. Yeah, so I did kind of lead him inside with him.
Okay, so you would have followed him, all right. Yeah, so Furlough, he's been while he's been standing there waiting for you guys, he's just been eating one of his rations, just casually waiting out front. Then he just goes back inside and finishes his food. And
I would like to mention.
Mhm.
I'd like to mention. At this point, I've decided. You know what? I'm just gonna keep wearing my hand bracelet because it's cool.
Okay. All right, and so Fitz looks at the machines, and you look behind him, and you see that both the machines are off.
Oh, well, problem solved, I guess, right?
He's like, well, they don't seem to be getting power, and I guess maybe the power was coming from the pylon?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I looked.
You don't think there are any more?
Monitoring stations, you mean?
Yeah, or pylons.
Well, I don't know about either one, to be honest. But I imagine if there were other monitoring stations, they would be off like this one. I don't know.
I pull my blade and I say, why did you tell me to destroy that energy ball if it would hinder us?
Hinder
I'm
us?
pretty
How are
sure
we hindered?
Sakaputo suggested to
Do we need to
that.
get somewhere else?
I think you and or Ababir are slightly confused. We were basically wondering, well, that's one down. Are there any more that we need to look for?
Oh, okay. I thought we were. I thought that the rings and everything dismantled because they destroyed their power source.
No, just those stations that were monitoring the pylon were off. You don't know about the rings.
Oh,
You haven't
okay.
tried to use them.
Okay. So I point to the rings. You need to use those to get to where we need to go. Do they still work?
You're pointing to talking to Fitz?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. Try them.
Sakaputo wants to ask Fitz, how do we find more pylons?
I don't know. We should go back to the lab, baby. I know almost as much as you guys about these pylons.
I look to him and I say, do we need to destroy pylons to prevent this from reoccurring? Or what are we trying to do here? I do not understand. Maybe you can explain it more fully.
Sakaputo is going to just grab Habibir by the shoulder and lead him over to the rings and say, let's go find more pylons.
So
if we break them all, I broke the one and we ended up back here. What happens if I break them all? Ask the gnome.
well, you just broke another one. You didn't reset time that time, did you?
Should I throw my dagger at him? Sakapuno, what is your opinion? Please tell me you think he needs a dagger to the stomach.
Well, Sakapuno kind of likes Fitz. He likes everybody that's in the party now. So Sakapuno is not going to be cool with you just fucking daggering one of his friends.
All right.
Sakapuno gives you a stern look, come on, man.
Am I a little bit too hostile right now? This guy's making me very grouchy.
You haven't made any money in, days.
I know. This guy's broke. Everybody's broke. How am I going to...
With that, I'm just gonna take out a gold coin and just throw it at Ababir.
There, let's get going.
Don't patronize me.
Make a note of your +1 gold.
He says, "Don't patronize me," but then he grabs the gold piece and shoves it in his pocket.
With that, I motion to the rings.
All right, who's first?
I'll go
Like,
first.
I'm going in whatever load doesn't include half a beer.
I grab Fitz by the collar and say, "Let's go," and stand in the
No!
rings.
Put me down, stupid blue fuckface!
As soon as I step in the rings, I'm gonna play with my hand thing and I'm gonna push the button.
When he says "fuckface," I slap him across the face and say, "Be respectful."
Jesus Christ, PJ!
You know Hang on.
You need
with
to
that,
roll
I'm gonna slap Amabeer in the face for that.
Oh
Okay.
wow!
So first you need to roll a athletics check for the slap, PJ.
I gotta find a good sound.
Oh, I gotta roll an athletic check to slap somebody I'm holding by the.
Yeah, you do. I want to see how strong.
Oh, okay, I see.
You gotta give him that pimp hand.
11
Plus.
plus 8, so that would have been 19.
All right, so you slap Fitz pretty hard across the face. He's just like, "Ow!" And he's like, he's kind of mad, but then he almost looks like he's about to cry. And
Oh no!
I'm gonna slap Amabeer in the face and tell him to lay the fuck off.
A big
Okay.
old slimy slap.
I want you to roll an athletics check.
This got
Right.
weird.
Natural 20.
Oh my
Get
god!
the fuck down.
You slap Havabeer, and he goes flying backwards a couple feet and disappears through an invisible rift. And then he comes flying back out of a rift behind you as he falls backwards onto the ground. You slapped him into another reality.
You literally slapped that man through dimensions.
Oh my
After
god!
that, I tell him,
You need to lay off.
I want to see a cartoon of this.
I say he's not one of us. He's not forthcoming. What do you want me to do?
Wait, you just got slapped through dimensions and you're just like, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm mad. Like I'm ready to draw, but I like lose, so I'm trying to raise him.
You took
Can I
25
usher-
damage, by the way, Havabeer.
And earned every point of it.
25 damage?
Yeah.
Is
Can
it
I-
12 because it's no? I'm not. In okay, so it's 25.
Can I usher Fitz towards the rings? The poor little man.
Yeah, so he's kind of like kind of sobbing, and you prod him over into the rings, and he steps inside. Are you going in with him?
Yeah, I'll go in with him and I'll just have a hand on his head, I guess. Yeah, he probably comes up to about waist high on me. I'm having
Yeah. Okay. You pat him
So
on the
I
head.
sense that Haverbeer's just a little angry, so I cast Hideous Laughter on him to help him out.
Yeah, that'll help.
It costs you a spell slot, doesn't it?
Oh shit!
It does.
Everybody's turning on me. Okay, what do I have to roll to avoid this? What's my signal?
Wisdom 14.
All right, that's 6.
Oh, he doesn't save.
So he hits me with laughter.
I love it. So good. Lulu, are you gonna hit the button, please? I want to get out of here.
I hit the button on mine.
All right, so you hit the button. The rings pop down, and Fitz and Sacapunto disappear.
Wait, it worked. Wait, that worked
What?
because he pressed his?
I thought you pressed the crystal.
Oh, I was about
mine.
to.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
No, I was about to, but then Rainbow said that he pressed it.
Oh, well, either one would have activated the rings.
I don't
Gotcha.
remember when Rainbow had a ring activator.
Yeah, he found it, and I probably would have retconned it out, and the Zat gun too, but it's fine. You found it somewhere when you were in our previous adventures.
I'm
It's all
just telling
good.
you, I've combed through every inch of every episode. I know the backstory.
Yeah, well,
I think
that's
this was,
what I'm talking about before the episodes.
Yeah, I don't remember that too good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got it before we even started with disadvantage, so it was just still in his inventory, but fine, whatever.
I understand.
All right, so Fitz and Sacapunto have disappeared, and then the
Has my
rings have
laughter worn
retracted.
off yet?
Yeah, it's off. It's by now after all that commotion. A minute passed, and you're done laughing. Furlough just kind of walks up to you, and he's like, "It wasn't that funny. Have a juice box."
I'm gonna catch him an elbow to the chin, and I'm gonna look over to Raz. I'm gonna say, "Did you have to do that a second time?"
I'm not here, and Raz isn't even here yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shenanigans. I keep on getting mixed up.
Also, Shenanigans just left through the portal.
Oh,
yeah,
you
because he was on my
did?
shoulders. I forgot.
Oh, you're right.
Wait, shenanigans went through where?
Shenanigans was still on my shoulders. He never got down.
Oh, so you went through the teleporter rings.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you went through the dimensional rift. I was like, Rainbow.
Okay, then in that case, yeah, I give
Now you're stuck in the bitch slap dimension.
I give the Furbolg an elbow to the chin. And I say, I am a Triton on the edge.
You go to elbow him in the shin, and he just vanishes from view, and then he just kind of laughs at you from somewhere.
Oh shit, he's good. And resign that this is just a very bad day until I go to sleep. I step into the transporter.
Okay, so you step in, and Furlough immediately materializes right next to you, and he just kind of looks at you with a grin.
I look at him and I say, "Don't be so fucking smug."
Zurok is automated, or what does he say? Autopilot engaged, and he follows you guys into the ring transporter.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Kayron just stands next to you and waits.
Yeah, I press the activator.
Okay, and then same as before, they vanish from view as the rings pop down and surround them, and then the rings vanish, and you guys, it's just you and Kayron now.
I grab his hand and walk onto the ring.
Okay, you guys walk onto the ring, and with that you vanish, and we'll materialize you next time. Well, I think this is the end, everybody. Thanks for listening or watching if you were on the stream. We'll catch you guys next time. You can find us at hopefully with disadvantage.com. I say that every time, but we don't have the website actually up yet. If you do have feedback that you want read on the show, you can reach me at Chev, CHEV, at chevtech, CHEVTEK.io. And we will read if it's constructive criticism or anything else you want to say that's not obvious trolling, then we'll probably read your question on the show and answer it. So there goes Rainbow. All right, let's let everybody who's left over say goodbye, and then we'll wrap it up.
Bye.
With Disadvantage is hosted by our Dungeon Master Chev, starring Queen Jitty, Dakota, Rainbow Kitten, Mirima, Evil Lord Boris, Bunsen Gyro, Deranged Plague, and sometimes Codeman. Recorded by Chev, editing by DJ Catface. Dungeons & Dragons is the property of Wizards of the Coast. Executive produced by Chev Tech.